What's going on, man? Shout out to everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody coming through the live. Y'all already know what we gonna speak on. I already know what we gonna talk about. I was actually supposed to do this like 3 days ago. I had it up, ready to go, but things happen. But I'm glad I waited because I got to see what was going on as far as this fight and everybody's reaction. And it's not looking good. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not looking good out here. It's definitely not looking good. It's not enough explaining going on right now. Only thing I don't like when it comes to Tank is everybody speaking up on Tank Davis. What's going on, the Boxer channel? What's up with you? Only thing I don't like is when Tank Davis' name come up, everybody be explaining what he gonna do and uh, how he's one of the top fighters and why he's one of the top boxers. All that stuff don't matter right now. Like that's the worst part about everything going on with him. It don't matter how good he is. None of that matters right now. He could be the best boxer of all time. Who cares? He fighting Jake Paul. What is he gonna do against Jake Paul that's gonna move his career forward? People say he getting paid. I hope so. I mean, they say he had a big fight with Ryan, right? I hope he's been getting paid since then, right? Because he said he's sticking with the same people, so I'm pretty sure he's okay getting paid what he's getting paid right now. He said he's sticking with the same people. What's up, Aaron? What's going on? What's up, John? Yeah, this crazy work, bro. It is. It's getting crazy out here. Definitely crazy. I could have did this a couple of days ago, but I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna try to rush to do it. I'm gonna take my time because this right here got layers to it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I told y'all I put a video up a couple of days ago, however long it was, probably was a week ago. I said Tank going to 147. Seen the writing on the wall, like dude going to 147. I'm telling y'all, after he fight Jake Paul, if he continues his if he continue his career, he going to 147. Yeah, he ain't going to 140. He going to 147. No reason to go to 140. He's already been at 140. He's not talking to anybody at 140. He's about to fight Jake Paul like who knows what weight. It's gonna be a lot of surprises right now. Everybody right now think they know everything. Cool. Keep knowing everything about Tank Davis. We're gonna see what's going on. I'm trying to figure out who know everything about him right now. Nobody. That's why everybody mad. Tank is a boxer that people want to be great, but he ain't showed no greatness yet. Like a lot of dudes is man made right now. I'm being real. Starting to get exposed. Either he can still be great, and guess what? He ain't getting it done. And you giving and people giving out passes about it right now. Talking about, oh well, Floyd and these guys did it. I told y'all these dudes think Tank Davis is on Floyd level. Just because these dudes then did business together, They think Tank Davis is Floyd Mayweather. Y'all done gave this dude so much of a pass. They got people out here openly saying that really think they know boxing. Y'all got people out here really saying right now, oh, well, Floyd did it. Man, he ain't no Floyd Mayweather. What are y'all talking about? Bro, I'm telling y'all be talking. Bro, I don't know who people be talking to boxing about too, but y'all can't talk to, man, I'm not talking to nobody about boxing who's saying that Tank is on Floyd level. Bro, we ain't even talking. Floyd ain't getting no draw on no Lamont Roach. I don't care if you think Lamont Roach lost the fight or whatever. Floyd Mayweather ain't getting no draw with Lamont Roach. This man just got a draw with Lamont Roach, and people trying to compare him to Floyd Mayweather. Bro, if y'all don't quit reaching and get up out of here, stop it. Come on, man. Y'all trying to ruin his career? These people gonna ruin this man's career. Tank Davis fans have ruined his career. They don't care about his career. They trying to win arguments. Guess what? Y'all winning right now. You winning. 1,000-0. Y'all winning right now. This man finna fight Jake Paul. Congrats, he winning. Congrats to Tank Davis. He winning right now. He finna fight Jake Paul. Now, him being mentioned as the face of boxing means what right now? Shout out to my dog Aaron for hitting me the cash out. Appreciate that, dog. Him being named as the face of boxing right now. Bro, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I told everybody last year, the reason why they mentioned this man's name as the face of boxing right now is because they trying to talk him up into something that he ain't. Him fighting Jake Paul proves that. We got everybody else who carrying the sport of boxing right now that's getting criticized for fighting real fights. Now, mind you, I can name 10 boxers right now who's fighting real fights that everybody talking about need to retire and get out the sport of boxing. That's actually pushing the sport of boxing forward. But they worry about one dude getting paid who ain't even did nothing yet. A dude who ain't, and I said, yeah, he ain't did nothing yet. A dude who ain't did nothing in the sport of boxing, he's supposed to get paid, but everybody else supposed to be poor and watch him push the sport nowhere. He ain't pushing the sport forward. Ain't nobody talking about they want to see Lamont Roach do anything right now in a good way. I'm hearing a whole bunch of backlash. They talking about why he's celebrating. I thought that was Tank Davis' homeboy. So now he ain't Tank Davis' homeboy no more? So that's how you do your friends? Your friends can't get no rematches? That's what we doing? Oh, I'm going to definitely speak on it. What's going on, PD? What's up, dog? So your friends can't get no rematches? What's going on? So what? His friend? I thought that was his homeboy. Man, that Tank homeboy, man. He gonna get him a rematch, man. That's his friend. Bro, I don't want to hear no narrative no more. That's a narrative that was false. All that homeboy stuff don't mean nothing. He ain't finna get a rematch. They can be best friends. He ain't giving them a rematch. So the homeboy friend narrative, that's dead. What else? Tank Davis getting ducked. That's a dead narrative. I ain't gonna never hear that again. What else I ain't gonna never hear again? Cause I got something for, trust me. When I really start getting into it, people gonna be like, man, cause I see everybody sitting up here. Okay, we gonna see. He said Jake should have fought Pac-Man instead of this. Man, Jake got a chance to fight everybody. Jake was just talking. They were talking about Jake and Anthony Joshua. But people giving out passes though. I'm just say my little piece and it is what it is. Cause I already knew what time it was. It's old news to me. Shout out to everybody live. You know what I'm saying? YouTube do be tripping sometimes. But yeah, like I was saying, they know what time it is. They in protection mode right now. I thought Tank would have fought Pacquiao. I would have gave him a little bit of a I would have said, okay. real boxer. Don't want to see it, but possible that it'll happen. Who knows? Probably still can happen. But come on, man. How much? I told people a couple of months ago how much this dude weigh. That's all I'm gonna say. Because the fact he even signed up for the fight, how much he weigh? Telling you right now, he going there 150. It ain't no real fight. Allegedly, as far as in my eyes, I'm not looking at it as a real fight. It's gonna be an exhibition on paper, technically, right now. Unless they're gonna make it a pro fight. I thought he was making all kind of pro fights. So, unless the fight was a pro fight, it shouldn't even be made, right? You fought Mike Tyson as a pro. The fight shouldn't even be made right now if it's not a pro fight. So if it's not done and as a pro fight, it's time to move on. He shouldn't even be entertaining this. But you know, it's something in boxing they've been doing for a while now. Everybody trying to have a little Floyd blueprint. I don't know who's behind putting it together, whether it's just the boxers calling the shots or because everybody getting to look at Jake Paul and these other guys. What about the real fights, man? We got fights that haven't even got made yet. Then the fights that's getting made is fights that wasn't even thought about until probably a month or two ago. Come on, man. What's up with the finesse, man? What's up with the real guys who really putting on the gloves, making it happen? What they gonna say about this era in 10 years? Am I gonna see Mike Tyson get more backlash than Tank Davis? Wow. Okay. That's crazy. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's absolutely insane. I'm gonna be real with you. If another week goes by and I feel like Mike Tyson got more backlash for fighting Jake Paul than Tank Davis, I don't want to hear nobody mention Mike Tyson as an all-time great. Don't nobody respect Mike Tyson as an all-time great. If another week goes by and Tank Davis don't get more backlash than Mike Tyson, I don't want to hear nobody talking about, well, Mike was great. No, I don't want to hear about that, bro. Y'all don't respect Mike Tyson like that. This confirms it. Yeah. If you say something about Triple G, these dudes act crazy. But as soon as you say something about Mike Tyson, oh yeah, bro, I ain't trying to hear it, bro. I told y'all, bro. Before Mike Tyson even jumped in the ring with Jake Paul, before the fight was even made, I told everybody, Mike Tyson don't get no respect in the sport of boxing. I don't even know why they be bringing dude's name up, making these podcasts with him, because most of these people don't even like Mike Tyson. This dude came back to fight Jake Paul, everybody going crazy. Then they gonna give Tank Davis a pass, talking about he gonna get paid. He was gonna get paid regardless. What are you talking about? He got what? What you mean he gonna get paid? When he had problems? Hey, he the one who signed with his people. It's your job to get paid. There's plenty of opportunities to get paid right now. There's plenty of boxers who said recently, hey man, I ain't getting paid. And they magically got paid recently. So there's plenty of opportunities to get paid. And none of those dudes fought Jake Paul. And their name ain't big like Tank Davis. I'm just addressing this because, bro, everybody people be saying be getting ducked, bro. Ain't nobody ducking these dudes at all. Like, for real. Everybody is not Omar from The Wire. Bro, ain't nobody ducking these dudes. Please. Let this be the end of that talk. Nobody ain't ducking these dudes. Okay. Nobody. The dudes who really fighting is the dudes y'all laughing at because they fighting real deal dudes, sauced up. getting help from referees. It dudes out here really taking real fights, going against all kind of people. People laughing at them. History gonna prove that was a mistake. I already proven it now. But history proves that was a mistake. But the guys who jumping in there with Jake Paul, oh, they getting respect. Telling y'all, man. People say, oh man, why you blame the fans? Why I blame the fans? Why I blame the fans for sitting up here giving Tank a pass, but not giving Mike Tyson a pass? Okay. 58-year-old man can't who almost, you know, can't even do nothing else to get a payday. He can't get a payday, but a dude who in his prime got every opportunity to make anything happen. Nah, he need to get a payday. A easy payday. He need the easiest payday he can get. Tank Davis need the easiest payday he can get right now. He in his prime right now. Next year he might not even be the same. But right now, as soon as he turns 31 years old, he need a nice payday against Jake Paul. Man, y'all don't get out of here with that stuff, man. Ruining his career. Congrats. Ruined Tank Davis' career. Tank Davis can probably knock out 50 men in probably one night. You ain't gonna never find out because you ain't never push him to be great. So at the end of the day, if you is a Tank fan, you failed him. Congrats. Career over. You failed him. He ain't gonna never be 31 again. He ain't gonna never be 30 years old again. If you think he gonna be knocking guys out till he's 40 years old, then he gonna be a billionaire. But 9 times out of 10, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't finna happen. Trust me. Definitely not gonna happen. We'll know if he was in the gym. Trust me. We ain't seen too many fighters who fought till they 40 years old get a draw with somebody and people say, oh, he just, he didn't show up that night. The only reason he had a draw against Roach was because he didn't show up. So a guy who can't show up against Roach, nah, he ain't finna fight till he's 40 years old. If he wasn't ready for Roach, nah, he ain't gonna fight till he's 40. I don't know what sport people think this is. Nah, Tyson Fury, it look like he finna hang it up. Every time somebody get a knockout, he get PTSD. He like, nah, I don't want to fight no more. He said they got Omar over there, y'all. Man, they sit up here. I'm like, bro, y'all don't see what's going on with Tank? Man, we know what's going on with Tank. Okay. All right. Let me let y'all have that Tank news then. Y'all got it. I'm like, they got it. I ain't hearing no Tank news come out now. This is pathetic, bro. Don't nobody care about this man. Ain't no Tank news coming out now. They don't care about this man. I told y'all. He finna fight Jake Paul. They don't know how much he gonna weigh when he step in the ring with Jake Paul. When he steps in the ring with Jake Paul, and y'all see how big this dude is, boxing might not be the same. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if he go in there at 150, and I know Jake Paul gonna be in there about probably 210 when he step in the ring. And Tank stepping at 150. Come on, man. Let's be real. The dude looks small against Barrios. We gotta think about how big Jake Paul is. Mike Tyson right now is big to the average person. Whether you know it or not, and Jake Paul, he look big next to Mike Tyson. So think about how big he's gonna be next to Tank Davis. Man, let Tank Davis go in at 150 if you want to. You already got people saying he ain't finna get a knockout. Yeah, only gym rats fight to their mid-30s nowadays. Man, dude he gonna go in there and get knocked out. He going there 150. I'm telling y'all right now. If he goes in there 150, he get knocked out. He gonna go in there about 170, 180. He got to. He got to. If y'all telling me I'm finna watch a guy who 150, who had a hard time clinching Ryan Garcia, go in there and clinch Jake Paul at 200 pounds, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, nah. He gonna have to put a little weight on for him to even entertain this. And I can go a step further and say no other boxer in boxing that size can really go up and even take this kind of fight. Unless you like I don't know. It's not a lot of guys who can really go up at that size and really fight Jake Paul. So he's gonna have to put on some weight. That's gonna be the number one reason why. Yeah, he's gonna be at 147 after that. That's gonna be the main reason. After people see that weight, they're gonna be like, oh, nah, he got to go to 47. I'm telling you that now. As soon as y'all see that weight, when he go in the ring with Jake Paul, people gonna say he gonna have to fight at 47. He got to. Oh, he bigger than what I thought he was. I think the weight bullet thing gonna go away. There's gonna be spotlight on that too. Trust me, I've been sitting back thinking about all that, and I ain't even looked at my little list I made yet. I'm just going off the dome right now. I told everybody a couple of weeks since January 2025. I said, hey man, this dude might be walking around 170. And I'm not a person who talks about weight like that on here. I just heard somebody say it. They said, hey, I seen Tank. And it was higher than 170, so I'm being respectful. If y'all want to be 100. I was actually being nice saying 170. That's when I said, and when they said Jake Paul versus him, I said, I don't know. I heard the dude walk around like 170. Bro, I had a picture of this dude being big, man. I deleted the picture. I was like, I ain't even gonna post the picture. So for anybody that want to say I'm a hater, I didn't post a picture when dude was looking like he was 170. I ain't even posted. And you can't even find the picture now. So that means nobody wanted the picture to be up in the first place. So I could have did him dirty, but nope. I was like, nah, I ain't even gonna do it. Because it looked like they don't care anyway, so I ain't waste my time on that one. Yeah, facts. PD speaking some facts on that one. Yeah, and that Vlad interview, Tank big, man. Look how big he is. With his neck and his face, dude was huge. He can put on that weight, man. He just got one of those frames. It is what it is. But I've been saying for a while, him being discussed in real fights. I didn't want to talk bad about the Frank Martin fight because I like, Frank Martin, he out here doing his thing, but he's one of the least experienced guys in boxing, though. Experienced. Not least talented. He's probably one of the most talented guys, but he has the least experience probably out of everybody. So Tank fighting guys with the least experience, really. Rolly, least experience. Jake Paul, least experience. Dude ain't fighting nobody with no experience for real. And putting Jake Paul on your resume is going to destroy your resume. The resume talk is out of here. You can Barry Bonds that. That ain't never coming back. The resume talk, that's over with. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Cause I'd be a hypocrite right now to sit up here and say, after what Tyson Fury did with Ngannou, bro, I didn't even want to see Wilder fight Ngannou. And I ain't had a problem with Wilder fighting anybody. And I was like, man, no, I don't want to see Champ fighting Gunner. That's a waste of a fight. He still got his good years. I'm like, nah, I don't want to see that. But you got dudes out here like, well, Tank, man, you need to fight go ahead and Jake Paul because you can get some money. Get some money. Bro, if that was the case, we could have seen Wilder or somebody fight Jake Paul and these guys while he was in his prime. Y'all wait till dudes get out of their prime, then try to put them in a super fight. Man, get out of here. Y'all letting this dude fight people while he in his prime and when he at his best. All right, man. I see what time it is. I already see what time it is. Man-made champion. Man-made. Nothing self-made about that. Man-made. Least experience in boxing. No experience at all. He ain't fighting nobody with no experience. He ain't challenging himself. How is he pushing the sport forward? Then people expect me to sit up here and laugh because Devin Haney jumped in the ring and tried to fight the best against Ryan Garcia after going in there overweight, doing all this extra stuff, while dudes trying to push the sport forward and make the best fights happen. You got people in here trying to take shortcuts and people celebrating. Yeah, how about this? What if Devin Haney was like, man, you know what? Forget this boxing stuff. I'm done with this. I'm done with this boxing stuff. Forget all this. I ain't doing this no more. What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna roll with Tank and do what? Watch him and Jake Paul? What if Devin Haney just would have hung it up last year? It wouldn't be no Brian Norman versus Devin Haney. What you gonna watch then? And people was ready to hang it up. Oh man, Haney need to hang it up so we can watch Tank fight Jake Paul. Hey, good job to Tank though. Congrats to Tank. Crazy finesse he did. I ain't never seen no flip like this. He better than Marlo. Tank making crazier flips than Marlo. I'm gonna tell you that right now. PD said his fans, accountants, and traders worry about a boxer like they making money deals. Maybe next he plays Pacquiao 1-on-1. Man, it's not even. I'm not laughing because Tank finna get a bag anyway, so really don't matter. I'm laughing because people really try to make it seem like this was about being the best. And every response I'm hearing is like, it ain't got nothing to do with who the best or who trying to be the best. Like, bro, they really thought bro was in that conversation. Like, bro, I would have told y'all if Tank was in that conversation of who trying to be the best. He ain't trying to be the best. He ain't trying to do it. Matter of fact, when he retire, it's gonna be a lot of people he gonna end up not fighting. Cause like I said, he ain't going back to 135. He's not finna fight Jake Paul and then go back to 135. Bro, that's not finna happen, bro. I don't know if anybody knows that. It's over with. He ain't finna go back to 135, period. He ain't going back to 135. He's not finna try to go back and be undisputed and try to be a warrior and fight guys here or there and unify and make it happen. Man, he 31 years. He about to be 31 years old when he fight Jake Paul. He is what he is. He is what he is. All these guys. I be seeing people trying to talk these boxers up with their last couple of years and support who you want to support. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying these guys are what they are. All that somebody ducking me and this, you are what you are, bro. The way your resume looks, it looks that way for a reason. You can't be the face of boxing. And then you consider yourself the face of boxing and you're not making good business decisions at all. And PBC look like they on their last leg. Trying to get this Mayweather formula, it's not gonna work. This is really hurting this man's career, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's really hurting his career. The man just got booed in his last fight, and they trying to dust him off and push him out there with Jake Paul. Then I'm hearing people talking about the Big Show and Floyd fought the Big Show. I'm like, bro, the Big Show versus Floyd. Bro, y'all thought that was y'all think wrestling is real? Hey, these dudes think wrestling is real, y'all. They think WWE. We got old men that think that WWE has real exhibitions. They think the exhibitions are real. Forget the wrestling being real. They think that the exhibitions in WWE are real. They said, hey, Floyd fought the Big Show, so Tank can get Jake Paul. That's almost close to saying the character the Big Show played on The Water Boy is actually real. These dudes brought up the Big Show and Floyd Mayweather. If I did see that, it had to be like 15 years ago or something like that. That's crazy. The Big Show and Floyd? Yeah, Tank career done, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not saying it's done like I don't want to disrespect it, but it's over, man. No expectations to be real with you. Like, I don't know, bro. When Jake Paul has bigger fights being talked about than you, it's kind of over with. Can't lie about it. They're talking about Jake Paul fighting every other big boxer in boxing, and nobody's really talking about Tank fighting anybody. Like, he's the B side, really. He's just gonna be there to see if Jake Paul can get it done. That's it. I don't think nobody's really showing up to see if Tank Davis can get it done. Y'all might believe that. That might sound crazy, but they're basically showing up to see what Jake Paul is gonna do. It's actually gonna be more people showing up for that reason. Yeah, he had a chance to, like, Tank wasn't even trying to build up the Lamont Roach rematch. It was no back and forth, nothing. He wasn't even trying to build up the rematch. What's up, J Man? What's up, dog? Yeah, he said Tank just put his boxer 20 steps back. And his career is, man, I don't want to say it's over like that, but it's over, dog. I'm gonna be real with y'all. The man about to be 31 years old, man. What is he gonna do? Do y'all know that LeBron start looking different at 31? LeBron spends $1 million a year. What, a million a year on his body? Yes, $1 million. He started looking different at 31. LeBron from Miami was not the LeBron when he got back to Cleveland. Everybody can say what they want. All the dunks people be showing, those be the ones where D Wade was throwing LeBron oops. They don't be throwing them 31-year-old Kyrie to LeBron alley oops. Don't let these people fool y'all. They don't be showing those. They be showing them alley oops that D Wade was throwing. Even LeBron, who's a specimen. And we can all agree that Tank ain't no specimen like LeBron. Longevity is definitely different. Not fighting one time a year. You talking about you wasn't even ready for the Lamont Rose fight. What are you talking about? Come on, man. Let's be real. So what? He gonna be fighting till he's 40? Nah. It's gonna be a quick career. It's about to be ended. Fighting one time a year against guys who's fighting 4 or 5 times a year? Nah. Look at Caleb Plant. telling you, PVC gonna end up getting this dude beat up. Mark my words, PVC gonna be the reason this dude get beat up, allegedly. All that fighting once a year stuff is getting guys beat up right now. Even Gary Antoine Russell lost uh messing around with the one time a year fighting somebody. Let PVC mess your career up if you want to. Listening to these fans. Oh, go out there and fight Jake Paul. Go out there and fight Jake Paul if you want to. Get you a little exhibition in, then try to fight somebody real the next fight. And then find out what their speed is. Man, this dude tripping. We just seen Floyd go out there and take a couple of months off, come back, and his timing was off a little bit. Just a little bit. So he expects to go out there and fight Jake Paul that has low-level speed, power, and then go out there with somebody real the next fight and make it happen. This dude gonna have a tune-up probably after that. Or fight an old Pacquiao. Let's hope that it's at least a Conor Benn or somebody. We know it ain't gonna be Shakur. Yeah, Carmel next up after Tank. It's already been a wrap. I told you, hey, J-Man and Tank David clone too. Tank David clone definitely ready. That's why they getting them ready for Jake Paul. They like, man, we got a whole another guy that look just like Tank. We finna get Tank ready for Jake Paul. What's old boy name? Jersey Vargas. I'm not good with names. Yeah, bro, out here looking like Tank for real. So yeah, this Tank replacement right here. Shut up. Look at that boy Floyd. That boy Floyd getting them boys ready. Shout out to J-Man pulling this up too. Yeah, I'm gonna keep reminding people about this. Let me go ahead and pull this picture up for y'all real quick. So everybody know what we talking about. Yeah, Tank got it's a new sheriff in town now. Where is it at? Yeah, man. Tank getting replaced by two guys. While everybody worry about Bill Haney, what Floyd can do for Devin Haney, they need to be worried about how Floyd finna replace Tank. Ain't nobody talking about that. Nobody talking about how Tank finna get replaced by Floyd's new up and coming prospects. Nobody. They even got a guy that got the same brand as Tank. So that seemed like an idea that came from Floyd. So I bet Floyd basically saying, you know, you got that eight brand for me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really gonna give it to somebody else and show you that it really came from me. So when anybody asks, hey Floyd, why you doing the same kind of brand with Jersey Vargas as you doing as Tank Davis has with the 8? You know, why is it the same kind of brand? Oh, that came from me. You know Floyd be ready to claim something. So you know that's why he gonna bring it up. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. He gonna have whole interviews talking about how, yeah, well I did this for Tank and this. Yeah, y'all don't even know it, but that brand that came from me. You see, he wasn't doing it before he came around me. Yeah, yeah. And the dude look just like Tank. Oh, Rule said he been talking about that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I already knew that was gonna be. Yeah, yeah. I seen Rule talking about that as well. That's a fact. Shout out to Rule Exposure. Yeah, Tank been up out of there though. Because Tank was supposed to get replaced by Haney though. That's the real reason he stuck around as long as he did. If Haney was still in the picture, they wouldn't be worried about Tank like that. He'll be trying to fit in like everybody else. but they ain't got that many options. So you seen Floyd trying to go out to Shakur, Keyshawn. So he just got these guys. Yeah, same kind of brand and everything, man. So really, that's what everybody, the guys who fans of Tank, when this man get replaced, let's see how much y'all love this man. And if you a guy who's a fan of Tank and Floyd, you gonna have to pick a side. Are you gonna roll with Floyd's new projects like you did the first time with Tank? Is you gonna move on to the new project, or are you gonna stay loyal to the first prototype? You gonna stay loyal with the first guy, or yeah, it's gonna be a lot of shuffling going on. I'm telling y'all right now. It's gonna be people that's gonna be they gonna want to be loyal with Tank, but then when they see Carmel and these other guys start getting knockouts, they gonna start forgetting about him. Then they gonna remember, oh, he just fought Jake Paul, so he ain't really trying to fight real fighters anyway. So let me just go ahead and focus on the guys who are really trying to fight fighters, and let me just wait on what he gonna do next. That's what's gonna happen. Oh yeah, I forgot he called himself the White Ape. I be forgetting that, bro. I be forgetting it because he don't really be pushing it like that. He push it, but he ain't really out there. He really just trying to get his name out there. He ain't pushing the brand like that. Other dude, he definitely pushing the brand for sure. Yeah, shout out to J Man. J Man be pointing that out a lot to me. I be forgetting about it. He said the sheep about to go crazy. Yeah, their heads gonna be off, bro. They don't know which direction to go, bro. It's gonna be so many sheep that's not gonna be able to think for themselves. They don't even know this already. They're not even thinking, okay, we're gonna have to replace Tank with somebody. Yeah, bro. Like right now. If you want to talk about real fights coming up, yeah, you're gonna have to talk about somebody else. Somebody. You're gonna have to. They're gonna say, well, Shakur ain't fighting nobody right now. He just fought Zepeda, and he's already has guys. What? Andy Cruz, he a number one contender, so it's only a matter of time with Shakur. But with Tank, he's already left the division with this fight. This ain't no 135 fight, so he already said, yeah, I'm out of here. Oh yeah, Abdullah, he gonna step in. That's a fact. Yeah, shout out to Rude Exposure, man. Everybody subscribe to Rude Exposure. Yeah, they about to go crazy, man. They don't even realize that. I don't even like talking about that. But like I said, Tank got a replacement on the way right now. At first, I was like, oh, it's just a little joke. It ain't no little joke. This is a whole brand that it seems like Floyd has came up with. It's almost like a branch off of the money team where you just got a certain style of fighter and they all apes and gorillas. It's a bad look, man, because you've been hearing a lot of people saying that Floyd came up, the Tank came up with certain things. But what if Floyd came up with the whole brand? That could be a whole different story to his legacy. Yeah, yeah. Might end up hearing something about that soon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this dude might have a different kind of legacy. Yeah, a Floyd a dog in the fight, bro. They don't know that, bro. They don't even know that. Floyd is active right now. When they had the situation when Tank was talking about Dubai and everything else, I forgot to do a story, but it was somebody. It was a celebrity. I don't know if he knew about the beef between Floyd and Tank, but he had said something about, yeah, I had made a phone call to somebody about when Floyd was in Dubai stuck. And I'm like, oh man, this dude out here confirming stuff without even knowing. So yeah, ever since that situation, things have definitely gotten a little weird between Tank and Floyd. And these guys been getting pushed more. Floyd had him on the John Gotti card, the second one in Mexico. I think they fought on the Fundora card recently. I think they fought on the Fundora, Tim Zoo. I forgot who the main event. But I think they fought on that card too recently. I don't know if Moulton fought on there. I can't remember. I think he did. But I know Vargas and I think Joseph Brown fought on there. But yeah, PBC still moving forward with those guys. They're not gonna be on the same card as Tank, but what's gonna happen? Is he gonna keep having situations with the new guys all the time? Because it seems like every time a new guy shows up, he got a problem with them no matter what, whether it's Haney or Moulton, whoever. But like I said, this guy, he could possibly fight Tank Davis. The other guy, he's older. It could happen. So yeah, I think time is definitely ticking on Tank, bro. Time is definitely ticking on Tank Davis. Everybody trying to compare him to Devin Haney. Devin Haney is much younger. Tank being compared to Devin Haney is actually a bad thing. A guy like Tank Davis who's 31 years old, I mean 30, but about to be 31. I'm thinking of 31 because I'm thinking of after the Jake Paul fight. Who's about to be 31 years old should not be compared to Devin Haney right now. And you're about to fight Jake Paul. He should be being compared to Lomachenko and even Mikey Garcia or somebody. Mikey ain't been retired that long. This dude being compared to no 135s recently that's been boxing. Nothing. They're not comparing him to anybody. I brought up a conversation recently about does he have a career better than Maidana? No comment. People don't even know if he got a career better than Maidana. People like, what have Maidana done? What has Tank done? Last fight was a draw with Roach. How's that Hall of Fame speech gonna go? What if he said, man, I'm finna hang it up right now. I'm gonna fight Jake Paul and that's it. No matter how the Jake Paul fight go. The last real combat you had was Roach, and you had a draw, which people thought that was a loss. And that's it. That's a Hall of Fame career. Come on, man. What if the other guy that's after Tank Davis, it's gonna be more boxers doing more than what he's done, bro. That means everybody gonna be in the Hall of Fame. They finna put everybody in the Hall of Fame. I was finna say something, but one of these guys got cancer, I think, in the Hall of Fame, so I ain't gonna say nothing about him. But if you look at the NFL, bro, it was certain quarterbacks they start putting in and receivers. That's when you knew it was over with. You like, bro, this dude got in. Yeah, it's over. They finna let anybody in the Hall of Fame now. If they let this dude in the Hall of Fame with this kind of resume, it's over. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They didn't want to let Sean Porter in the Hall of Fame. So Tank's supposed to get in there for what? Tell you they gonna hurt his career, man. They gonna hurt his career. Everybody they think hating on him is actually trying to help him. The people that they think trying to help him is actually gonna end up hurting him in the end and replacing him. He gonna get replaced just like Floyd got replaced. Matter of fact, Tank was a Floyd replacement, right? According to some people. So guess what? It's gonna be a time where Tank got to get replaced, and Floyd can't wait for that day that Tank gonna get replaced. He gonna be ringside, smiling, giving some huge interviews. You gonna think he fighting? The media gonna be around. He gonna be like, "Yeah, man. Well, this guy." You even got people calling this guy the Tank clone that he has up here. The guy looks just like Tank. The guy looks just like Tank Davis, man. Matter of fact, people think it's Tank Davis. And you know what's crazy? A lot of people don't know who Tank Davis is. So by the time people start realizing who Tank is, they're gonna slide this guy right in. And he gonna look just like Tank. And a lot of people in their mind, they're gonna say, "Oh, that's that Tank Davis guy." It's not gonna be Tank, but he's gonna be doing the same type of things. I'm telling you, it's a perfect plan, bro. He said Rocky, a fictional character, can make the Hall of Fame. Anybody can. Yeah, that's terrible. Rocky making the Hall of Fame. De La Hoya got a statue, I think, before Kobe. I think De La Hoya got a statue before Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the Staples Center. Yeah, they be selective, man. I'm gonna tell you who this benefits though, and I'm gonna go a step further. I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna probably do a live about it. I was actually supposed to do a live about it a couple of weeks ago, but Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis. The reason why that fight happened earlier because they knew stuff like this was gonna start happening. Y'all remember after Ryan Garcia fought Tank Davis, they started saying, "Oh, he need to fight Sean O'Malley. Ryan Garcia needs to fight the MMA guy, Sean O'Malley." So they've been wanting dudes to try to do fights like this. They knew that it was over with those guys. They knew they weren't gonna be able to hang with Shakur and the rest of these guys. That's why they went ahead and made that fight early. They knew what time it was. They ain't put no effort behind putting these other fights together. They knew what time it was. They knew Ryan was gonna end up losing to somebody like Rolly. They said, "Yeah, let's go ahead and just make this fight with him and Tank." And now they can't show up. I'm telling you, you're gonna find out who the real fighters is. And it's only August. Right now we in August of 2025. And some people think it's Turkey Al-Sheikh that's doing it. Some people think it's just because guys is fighting more. But dudes is getting exposed. I'm being real with y'all. I have no control over this is what's going on, but dudes is getting exposed though. And the fighters that's not getting exposed is the guys that wasn't running around talking about everybody ducking me. The dudes who said everybody was ducking them, they looking real bad right now. I'm telling y'all, if you say somebody is ducking you, that's like a life sentence in boxing if that's not true. Oh, I guess it's because guys been doing a lot more lately. But bro, if somebody not ducking you and you say somebody's ducking, people not finna take you serious. And what's going on right now is it's a lot of guys who said people ducking me, and everybody like who ducking you? And they looking around, they like him. They like him. He in a big fight. Yeah, but he ducking. Nah, that ain't nah. This dude in a super fight, you talking about he ducking. You got Devin Haney about to fight Brian Norman Jr. Nobody believes that he's ducking no Tank Davis. Nobody. There's not one person running around right now saying that Devin Haney ducking Tank Davis. Like the show's over, man. The show is over. They were selling tickets just off that narrative alone. Come buy these Tank tickets. You know Devin ducking, man. Now everybody like, man, everybody know Devin ain't ducking no Tank. Now everybody like, that's just what I heard. You know what I'm saying? That's what you heard? All right. That's what you heard. He said, what's the weight for the I'm hearing that it's like 195, something like that. It's like cruiserweight, basically. But I'm hearing 195. I want to say Jake Paul fought 195 against Tommy Fury. If I'm not mistaken, he's only fought at like two different weight classes. I think he was at 227 against Mike Tyson. Then he was like, he was 227 against Mike Tyson. Then he was 190. He was 183 against Tommy Fury. He weighed 191 against Tyron Woodley. So he's fought around 190, 199, 185 against Nate Diaz, 183 against Tommy Fury. I'm hearing that it's 195, but I don't know, man. 195 sounds crazy. For Jake Paul, I think he can get down to, I don't know, man. He could possibly get down to 195. So I think that's gonna be the weight I've heard, but 185, that's gonna be a stretch, man. He ain't been 185 in like 2 years. He just fought at 200. It's possible he can get down to 185, but he's still gonna be big on fight night though. Like even if Tank go in there at 150, that's still a big guy. Jake Paul's still a big dude. Yeah, they ain't fight for a belt or a real weight class fight. Like, man, that's crazy. Yeah, Bud and Devin putting boxing on their shoulders, man, fighting the best guys right now. Really saving boxing. Really saving boxing. The rest of these guys ain't trying to do nothing right now. Be honest with you. We just heard what everybody just admitted. These guys trying to get paid. Well, I'm just glad the fighters are getting paid. Man, everybody getting paid right now. We trying to figure out who's trying to fight. We are not trying to figure out who's trying to get paid right now. This might be the first generation to actually try to figure out who getting paid. Man, when dudes used to try to listen to boxing on the radio in the 50s and 60s, and nobody cared about who was getting paid. Matter of fact, couldn't even watch it on TV. Shoot, they trying to figure out how to get paid so they can get a TV. I can't even watch the fight on TV because I ain't got a TV. They wasn't worried about who was getting paid back then and was still getting the best fights. And I found out they had pay-per-view back then. Come to find out, all the way back then they had pay-per-view in black and white. So what these guys doing now, it ain't nothing new, bro. They've been doing this since the 60s. He said Tank gonna look like a Oompa Loompa at 195. Yeah, that don't even look right. If he make 195, I'm gonna be shocked. I can see him getting about 180, 85. He get to 195. He gonna look crazy. He gonna look like Andrew Ruiz out there. Yeah, but he can't fight at 135 after this fight though. It's not even gonna be possible. When people see his weight, they're gonna be like, oh man. Then they're gonna know how big he is. If he go in there 150, 155, even if he go in there 155, but I think it's gonna be heavier than that. Only thing he gonna do is embarrass himself if he go in there and fight Jake Paul at 155, and he in there trying to clinch a dude who's 200 pounds. He gonna look like old girl out Dirty Dancing, trying to grab Jake Paul. and clinch him at 150 pounds. I'm just gonna be real with you. It's gonna be embarrassing. The man is what, 5'5", 5'4"? Tank the same size as Pacquiao. This dude gonna look like a shrimp trying to be out there clinching Jake Paul at 150. Yeah, I'm trying to see if these guys got a picture together. Cause Jake Paul, he's pretty. What, they got him at 6'1"? Yeah, man, come on. I can't find a picture of Pacquiao and Jake Paul. They got a picture of Jake Paul brother and Pacquiao. Yeah, he's a little bit taller than Jake though. About the same size, a little bit taller. Well, he got to be about what, 6'3"? No, he's 6'2". Jake Paul 6'1". Yeah, that's gonna look crazy, man. Cause even Floyd going against Logan Paul, yeah, the height difference was wild. But Floyd's a taller guy though. He's taller than Tank. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what the man's gonna weigh, but yeah, either way, he's gonna look crazy. Yeah, I don't know how much Floyd weighed against Logan Paul though. You said, do you think it's a what's up, Joseph Bailey? He said, do you think it's a fixed fight? Uh, I can't really say because they out here fight. Allegedly. Uh, if I had to say a truthful answer, I would say allegedly. No, I don't. Uh, because the reason being, I'm gonna say this. This is the real answer. I feel like Jake Paul was still scared to mix it up with Mike Tyson, as much as people believe it. Go back and watch that fight with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. The first two rounds, I'm like, oh, Mike just fighting like an old man. He don't know where he at for real. And he's just swinging, honestly. Mike Tyson just swinging. He's just going through his rhythm, same routine he go through, like he hitting the pads, but he's throwing real punches. And Jake Paul, like, oh, let me get out the way. Jake Paul is running the first two rounds. I'm telling y'all. When Mike Tyson got tired, the man started boxing. Boom, 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 boom. So when I seen that, I'm like, okay. But in the Chavez fight, telling y'all right now, Chavez did less than what Mike Tyson did. So that fight right there, if Tank goes out there and does anything like that, it's gonna look bad. So I would say if it does happen to where it looks fixed, allegedly, um, it's gonna fall on Tank. It's gonna be a bad look. So if anything, he needs to try to make it seem like it's real. If not, man, his career is over. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Nobody's gonna want to go out there and see Tank fight a fake fight, or a fight that looks like it's fake. Just saying that looks like it's fake, and then go out there and fight a big opponent, or go out there and fight Manny Pacquiao in a couple months. Nobody's gonna want to see that. So him taking this fight is actually bad. People are actually saying right now he needs to get a knockout. If he don't get a knockout, he's gonna look bad. So hopefully Jake Paul don't go out there and try to pull a fast one on him. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Jake Paul gonna try to go for it in the ring with Tank. If Jake Paul get Tank in the ring, all he gotta do is throw one lucky punch, get this dude up out of there at 200 pounds, and he gonna be the man for the forever. It's gonna be the closest thing to Floyd losing. If Tank go out there and play with Jake Paul can go out there and take a chance on Tank Davis. I'm letting y'all know that right now. Jake Paul gonna try to be as fresh and hydrated, as close to 220 pounds as he can be. I don't hear anything about a rehydration clause or nothing. So he gonna try to be 220 in the ring with Tank. He gonna try to take a chance and try to knock him out. They're not setting up this fight so he can go in there and look good, so Tank can look good. They setting up this fight so he can get knocked out. He might get paid, but it only take one punch, and you already going in there with a disadvantage. They ain't asking Jake Paul. That's why I was telling people, hey, y'all need to put Jake Paul in the ring with Joshua. Everybody like, nah, man. Okay. See, with Joshua, everybody said, oh, Jake Paul ain't got a chance. Bro, do y'all know what Tank they saying he got a chance? This is why they making the fight happen. Before the fight even get made, they already saying Jake Paul got a chance to knock out Tank. So even if people don't want to watch the fight, we already know he got a chance to knock out Tank. Just because he's big, he's been punching, and he could throw a big punch, and it could possibly land. And Tank is not a defensive type of guy. And he gets hit. He got hit by Roach. I ain't saying Jake Paul or Roach. I'm not going to disrespect Roach like that. But what I'm saying is anything can happen. Let him go out there and play with Jake Paul if he want to. Everybody who put money behind this fight, like, Jake, you better land one. And you know it's going to be people putting money on Jake Paul to actually crack him. And the odds is going to be very good. I think for a Jake Paul knockout, the odds should be very good. If Vegas go out there and put plus 100, I'm not even going to take the fight serious. Even though Tank Davis is coming up from 135, if Vegas go out there and have Jake Paul at plus 500, then have the knockout plus 100, I'm not taking the fight serious. I'm being real. They better have it at plus 2,000 or something. It's a chance, but come on now. When Jake fought Mike, it wasn't even no plus 100. Let's be real. But it's a chance he could take not Tank out. That's the only reason they making the fight. Yeah, they making the fight to make money, but they could put together other fights to make money. This ain't the biggest fight they can make. Let's be real. Especially as an exhibition, it's not the biggest fight they can make as a exhibition. To be honest with y'all, as a boxing match, I'll just be real with you. I'm just throwing this out there. I don't know if it's true, but I would think that Conor McGregor fighting Jake Paul would actually be bigger than Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. If Conor McGregor was boxing Jake Paul, it would actually be a big fight. But it's not a guarantee a lot of people are going to tune in and watch Tank versus Jake Paul. Trust me, when Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul was announced, everybody was talking about the fight. When they announced this fight with Tank, nobody really cares like that. The only thing Tank finding out right now is, I'm not as big as Mike Tyson. No, not really, bro. Even at 58 years old, still not bigger than Mike, man. And you might not do bigger numbers than Mike Tyson. And you can't blame Jake Paul because Jake Paul had a loss and everything, and Mike Tyson still brought out more fans to see Jake Paul fight again. So Tank actually in a bad spot right now. He got to show up in a lot of ways, in the ring and outside the ring. You fighting on Netflix? How are you gonna promote this fight? Are you gonna treat this like a real fight? Are you gonna go back and forth with Jake Paul? Are you gonna have a real beef with him? Are you gonna try to intimidate him? Are you gonna be giggling with him and being friendly with Jake Paul? Are you gonna treat him like you did Roach? What's going on? It's gonna be a lot of things going on. Are they gonna talk about Tank taking a knee in his last fight? Are they gonna ask Tank about is he gonna ever fight Roach again? There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I want that Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury rematch. Jake Paul really running from it. What's up, Dark Kent? He said, I don't think that would be a good look for Jake to try and KO Tank because he 3 times his size. Nah, shoot. When Jake Paul step in the ring with Tank, I'm pretty sure Tank gonna put on that weight. Tank gonna put on the weight he needs to get in the ring with Jake Paul. People thinking of Tank Davis going in the ring at 135, but Tank Davis gonna be bigger than that though. Trust me. If he go in there 150, they might not even have the fight. So I know he gonna go in there 170. Tank eating good right now. Matter of fact, nobody's seen Tank in a while. He might show up bigger than Terrence Crawford. And you're not gonna hear one person say all that weight he gaining ain't gonna help. You ain't gonna hear not one person say that. That's how you know it's already a cap going on that's getting caught. Y'all see the difference between Terrence Crawford and Tank? Tank finna put on all this weight, and you finna hear all kind of positive feedback about how the weight gonna transition to a knockout and how his legs gonna have explosive power and if he do squats and we seen him training with an NFL star who can get him explosive and back to where he was before the Roach fight. You're gonna hear all kind of stuff going on. Then as soon as they start talking about Terrence Crawford putting on weight, oh, he think that's gonna help, but he gonna end up losing to Canelo because he gonna look slow. All that weight he trying to put on, he think he knock people out, but he ain't got no real power. So you gonna hear both of those narratives going on. Both of those narratives are gonna happen. He said it's for play. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, Jake Paul, he gonna try to go out there and take Tank head off, but I don't know. I don't really trust Jake Paul really. As far as I ain't saying that he gonna fake it till they make it, but he ain't really showed me that he trying to knock somebody out. Jake Paul is really trying to go out there and box, and that's part of the problem. He going out there really trying to throw 1-2s and jabs. Like he trying to win rounds. Jake Paul he ain't going for the knockout, so I'm hoping that he go out there and behind the scenes, these people tell him, hey man, if you gonna go in there with Tank, you need to try to go ahead and knock him out. Because I know what a knockout means if you knock out Tank Davis. If Jake Paul go out there and knock out Tank Davis, bro, first of all, it's gonna look bad because Mike Tyson ain't getting knocked out. But if he go out there and knock out Tank Davis, bro, he'll never have to pay for a meal ever in his life again. I'll just say that. No matter where he goes, he'll never have to pay for any food in America ever again. Matter of fact, in the world, everybody was gonna see the knockout. It's gonna go viral. So Jake Paul, yeah, he could possibly get knocked out by Tank, but if Tank get knocked out by Jake Paul, I'm telling y'all right now, Jake Paul gonna be the most famous guy on the planet that same day. And that's what they banking on. I'm telling you that right now. Yeah, bro gonna get 50. He gonna get however much money they talking about, 20, 30, whatever he getting. He can get 100. But they banking on him to get knocked out though. And he got to be faster when he gain his weight. So yeah, people gonna say he gonna gain weight, but is he gonna be faster? So it's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out. But yeah, he should have never signed for the fight though. It's gonna go against everything that people try to say that uh, the reason why Tank don't take fights. He don't take fights because he's only 135. Bro, he ain't finna be 135 when he fight Jake Paul. They think Tank walks around at 135. That's the crazy part. You got people walking around right now that think that Tank Davis walks around at 135. And there's no way he can fight a guy at 47. It would just destroy his bone structure. He's too small. Man, get out of here. This dude knocking out 54s and everything. You see how big Barrios is? Yeah, he gonna be fat. He gonna look like he did on that Vlad interview. He said eat of the two. Yeah, he come out there looking like Joshua, something up. Like, hold on now. Tank ain't no workout warrior like that. Yeah, but it's getting wild out here, man. The Boston game is definitely coming in with a twist. I'm just glad all of this happening right now because you finding out who really respect the boxing game, man, who really trying to get things done. I love the stories behind it. I'm telling y'all right now, the real story, like Rudy Sposer said earlier about Jersey Vargas, he said he been talking about. The real stories in boxing are better than the fake stories. The fact that they're trying to put a guy in the ring that looks just like Tank with the same kind of brand, and it's two guys that look like Tank, they gonna put in the ring with the same kind of brand, and these guys can box. And people are already comparing them to Tank before the media is even mentioning it. You got a lot of people already mentioning Carmel Moulton. Yeah, he's the next Tank Davis. Nobody really even saying it. They already saying he the next Tank. So Tank already being replaced with little words here and there. They acting like everybody trying to replace Tank with other fighters, but they replacing Tank. Tank ain't even fought the big names like Shakur and Haney and all these guys yet, but they already saying how he got a replacement. Oh well, Floyd got another fighter, so that's the next Tank. They already know his time up, man. Don't mention this guy with no big names. It's over with. That's all I'm saying. It was the same way with other fighters. I know people saying that Fury and Joshua, bruh, them guys hung it up right now. Fury and Joshua ain't even thinking about fighting no tough fights right now. And they got a seat at the table with Turkey Al-Sheikh. How you front row with Turkey Al-Sheikh and you like, man, I don't even know what I'm gonna do next. You ain't trying to box. You've been doing this for free all your life. You've been sparring for free. You get a big payday, now you like, man, I ain't even trying to do this now. So we finding out right now who really want to fight, bro. Right now. All the building up fights is over with. That's what everybody finding out now. Oh, they're not building up fights no more? No, they not. That's why when Shakur was talking about Teofimo recently, yeah, that's a cool fight to talk about, but if the fight ain't gonna get made, bro, nobody cares no more. In boxing right now, if the fight's not getting made, nobody cares. We don't care about fights until they get announced now. They can talk about if a fight gonna get made, that's cool, but yeah, until the fight get made, man, it ain't guys ain't talking about them fights no more. It's a lot of names people not even mentioning right now. see how everybody moved on from Keyshawn? Man, I'm telling you, it's getting real out here. People ain't talking about Ryan no more. It's getting real. But my thing is this right here with Tank Davis. I'm gonna mention this. The bad part about him fighting Jake Paul is that I feel like from from the beginning until this point now, he's had the most help from PBC, allegedly. I feel like he's had the most help out of all the boxers. When you think of Benavidez, all these guys, even over Earl Spence, because Earl Spence he earned a lot of stuff he had coming in, and he had to wait until the end to kind of make this Terrence Crawford fight. Tank Davis had that Ryan Garcia fight early. Had it early, did all those millions, and those numbers went nowhere after that. No big numbers with Roach. So yeah, he did a lot as far as in boxing, but with PBC, yeah, he did a lot with PBC for PBC, but he's had the most help, man. He's had the most help, and he's fighting Jake Paul. And it's kind of sad because he's known as a cash cow, but I'm hearing now that he has to fight Jake Paul to get paid. He got to fight Jake Paul to get a check. They said, "Well, Tank getting the bag. He couldn't get a bag with nobody else. He got to take a chance with Jake Paul and mess up his resume so he can get a check. That ain't good. I thought he was a cash cow." So not only is other guys not getting paid with life changing money by fighting him, I'm talking about life changing money. I'm talking about like 8 figures. Not only is guys not getting 8 figures like that, he got to go fight Jake Paul to get a check. Can't be the face of boxing doing that, bro. And this is the worst part too. I'm gonna tell y'all something else. The fact that a lot of people is not really pushing back on the whole Jake Paul and Tank situation, it kind of shows that they feel like Tank Davis is on Jake Paul level. They feel like the man is really on Jake Paul's level. Because I've heard only one boxer really get mentioned with Jake Paul recently, and it was Deontay Wilder. Oh man, Wilder should fight Jake Paul. I'm like, bro, they really think this man can't box for. They think this man can't throw a punch at all. Like they think this man really can't throw a punch at all. Like he can't even throw a punch. They like, man, this man can't write his name, he can't throw a punch, he can't do nothing. But then you got these other names start popping up with Jake Paul, and now everybody starts scrambling and see they meant it. They meant Deontay Wilder's name being mentioned with Jake Paul as disrespect, and this is what we call karma. That's actually happening right now. And you know, karma happens all the time in boxing, multiple times a week. But they actually meant Jake Paul should fight Wilder. They mentioned that as disrespect. Like Wilder is such a bum, they think he'll get his head knocked off by Jake Paul. Even though Jake Paul lost to Tommy Fury, Tommy Fury can't even go 12 rounds with his own brother, Tyson Fury. But and he waxed Jake Paul. But these people are so disrespectful. I'm not as disrespectful as they are. But they'll say, yeah, Jake Paul should fight Wilder. You see it in every comment section over the past 4 or 5 months. Before they start mentioning Joshua's name with Jake Paul, then everybody started getting shook like they in one mixtape. But they was mentioning that. That's why everybody now, when they mention Tank Davis' name with Jake Paul, they, oh, look at it, this is crazy. They meant the Deontay Wilder versus Jake Paul as disrespect. Disrespect. Every chance they get, they want to disrespect this dude. Every chance they get. And I'm really being nice today because I could have went left a few times, but I'm saving that for something else. Because I've been keeping notes, bro. And when I got a little series that's in my mind right now that I'm gonna go through as far as with lives. Y'all probably gonna see me like 2 or 3 times a day, but I really got to get the information out, bro. Because Jake Paul, I told people last year, and bro, it was embarrassing for me to say this. I'm not no channel that want to talk about Jake Paul, but they got Jake Paul named with all these big time boxers. There's nobody talking about Devin Haney and Tank Davis. They haven't had negotiations yet. You know who had negotiations? Tank Davis and Jake Paul. So guess who I got to talk about? I got to talk about Jake Paul. So appreciate everybody who was out there listening to me doing Jake Paul lives over the last year, trying to figure out why is this guy talking about Jake Paul? Even I didn't know why I was talking about Jake Paul. But I knew that this dude was in conversation with real fights. These dudes talking about Usyk last year with Jake Paul, Bitterbiv with Jake Paul, Zerto. Then it went from Zerto to Canelo, Tank, Joshua recently. When it got to Joshua, I said, yeah, these fights is real. They're not just talking. But the crazy part is people said that Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua was fake talks. That wasn't real boxing talk. That wasn't real negotiations. But he fighting Tank Davis a week later though. So if they can get Jake Paul on the phone with Tank Davis, they can get him on the phone with Anthony Joshua. There's real negotiations going on. Yeah. Until people actually start criticizing Jake Paul like he's a real boxer, instead of saying, what's next? That's what everybody keeps saying. What's next? Well, I'd like to see him in this fight. Bro, do y'all realize that? He's the only. It's like going to a club and only hearing one singer getting requested the whole night. What song y'all want to hear next? Oh, let me hear that new Jake Paul. All right, what else? The other Jake Paul song. You don't want to hear nothing else? Nah. The only person they requesting is Jake Paul. If you think about it, what fights have they requested in boxing that have been new the past 5 years that have not had Jake Paul's name mentioned? I probably name 5 of them. A Roach rematch, a fight that wasn't supposed to happen, that didn't nobody want. Okay. A Ryan Garcia rematch with Devin Haney, a fight nobody wanted, and they complained about before and after they fought. I mean, most of these fights have not been asked about. Jake Paul, they want to see him fight this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. They're not even focused on the real boxers no more. So maybe me taking up for the real boxers and saying, hey, fans, hey, these guys are actually putting on fights. Let's talk about that. Nah, man, these guys ain't trying to fight nobody. Let's see who Jake Paul gonna fight. I want to see Jake Paul fight Tyron Woodley twice. I want to see Jake Paul fight a real boxer. Y'all remember when people start saying that? Where are those people at? That's why in boxing, people be like, hey man, these guys' opinions just need to be heard. These people don't even watch boxing. They come to boxing for 2 weeks, say something, then leave, and then people start taking it serious. And now Jake Paul, a big thing in boxing. These people not even checking for him. They were just watching him because they were stuck in the house during the pandemic. There wasn't nothing else on TV. Now all of a sudden, these people are like, yeah, well, these guys want to see Jake Paul against a real boxer, so let's just focus on that. Then you got boxers like, yeah, I'm finna get in the ring with him. I thought you was making money, dog. I thought these dudes was cash cows. I told y'all, dudes be saying they the face of boxing. And then they need Jake Paul to get their biggest check. Imagine that. Imagine being the face of boxing and you need Jake Paul to get your biggest check. Come on, dog. What are you doing to yourself and your last name? Tank Davis done put in so much work. What is he doing to his last name and his city? If this was Canelo, Terrence Crawford, anybody, I'd be saying the same thing. What are you doing to your last name and your city? Tank Davis has did so much in the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing has put this man on pay-per-views with some fights that shouldn't even been on pay-per-view. He did all that hard work to be like, yeah, man, I got the Jake Paul fight coming up. Really? Come on, dog. You got the hottest division that you done been in at 130, 135, 140. What are you doing? Then you talking about going to 147 instead of going to 47 where you can fight Haney and these other guys. Then you got rivals all over the place in boxing. But you're going to fight Jake Paul. That's disrespectful to the sport of boxing. This man is telling everybody who watches boxing. When I go out here and I tell these fans, hey, man, y'all need to go check out this new fighter, this new boxer. Most of these guys say, oh, Tank Davis said he trash. He a bum. I'm like, nah, he ain't no bum. It's just Tank. Nah, man, Tank said the dude trash. He trash. You talking about the Keyshawn guy? You talking about the Haney guy? Tank said he trash. I'm watching Jake Paul. I'm not watching that. Tank Davis finna fight Jake Paul. I'm not watching no guy that duck Tank. I'm finna watch Jake Paul because Tank finna fight him. And Tank fight real boxers. These other guys, they ducking. Telling y'all, bro. Burn it to the ground, bro. Congrats, bro. Because these is real conversations that's finna be had. Like, a lot of people gonna be saying this. A lot of people. I don't know if people know it or not. Everybody don't check for boxing like that. So most people that's gonna be watching Netflix, it's gonna be people that probably their first fight was Tyson versus Jake Paul. I mean, these kids don't know these boxers like that. So a lot of people don't know who Canelo is. So yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, well, Tank fighting a real boxer, the Jake Paul guy. And every time somebody brings up Jake Paul's name, they're gonna be like, well, he fought Tank. He can fight that guy. And don't let him go the distance with Tank. Oh man, if he go the distance with Tank, well, he went 10 rounds with Tank. Ryan Garcia can go to a 10 round. They're gonna be sad for Ryan Garcia. That's gonna be sad, Ryan. Hey, it's gonna be sad for Ryan Garcia if Jake Paul goes 10 rounds and Ryan Garcia doesn't. You know, good things happen like that, though. Pretty sure Ryan will be very excited about that. Oh, he said 90% of casual fans in the sport. Absolutely. Absolutely casual. Absolutely casual. Just passing through. Passing through. They don't even realize we out here trying to fight for Tank. Hey man, I'm trying to put some respect on Tank name, man. We ain't worried about that. Okay. Okay, they figured it out now. I'm telling y'all right now. What's going on in boxing right now, they know what's going on. They know that Haney's taking the toughest fights. That's why he's talked about more than Tank. Nobody has cared about Tank being quiet since the Lamont Roach fight. He is not getting focused on as much as other fighters, man. It is what it is. And the thing about it is, with Lamont Roach, he showed that Lamont Roach showed that fighting Tank Davis, you get no kind of credit for it. Bro, I'm telling y'all right now, if I'm Shakur or somebody, I want to fight Tank, but I ain't really tripping because Lamont Roach ain't getting no credit. I'm not really tripping like that if I ain't fighting Tank. If I beat Tank, I ain't finna get no credit. I can go do the same thing Lamont Rose did. I ain't finna get no credit. So a lot of these dudes, they ain't gonna say it out loud, man, but they not tripping over no not fighting Tank right now. They kind of moved on. They moved on. They kind of feel like they could have did the same thing Roach did anyways, and they already see Roach ain't getting no credit. So it's like, oh, my name bigger than Roach, so I definitely ain't finna get no credit. Why would a bigger name fighter doing the same thing Roach did get credit for doing that if Roach not getting credit? And he was a huge underdog. So if he ain't gonna get credit, ain't no reason for nobody to go out there and fight Tank. I'm just being real. The fans not even giving people reasons to fight Tank. As a boxer, like you can still chase the fight, but man, if it ain't gonna happen, you ain't really about to be begging about no Tank fight. What? So you can have people troll you for having a draw with Tank? He the one supposed to be getting trolled. He the knockout artist. So no, it ain't. A lot of guys not even checking for him, a fight with Tank no more. If y'all notice, that's why I'm saying to everybody, man, why y'all going at Lamont Roach? Do y'all know that going at Lamont Roach after having that great performance against Tank, that actually stops your chances of having a big fight with anybody who boxes? There's no reason they would want to fight Tank Davis. I'm talking about going out of their way. Because most of the time, you got to go out of your way to make the fight happen. Yeah, ain't no reason. So they really stopping a lot of fights. So the only option he really got is Jake Paul. So what I'm gonna do? Go out there, go 12 rounds of Tank, get a draw, make him take a knee, and everybody gonna say I'm celebrating too much. I need to run it back. If I don't run it back, it's my fault. If the fight don't happen, it's my fault. The rematch. So yeah, Deuce is like, man, let me move on, get this turkey out of the sheet bag real quick. If Tank getting a check, I know I'm finna get a check. No, I'm about to get a check right now. That's why Floyd making these moves on PBC. He know what time it is. He said Tank ain't a money man like that. Never was. Never really was. I told people that. I was like, bro, y'all know how much Frank Martin should have got broken off way more than that because he's with Earl Spence. And I feel like with Earl Spence seeing Canelo get paid like he did, and the way Frank Martin was performing, yeah, they should have broke Frank Martin off with a huge check. And he fighting under Earl Spence umbrella. Man, PBC out here playing games, bro. They out here playing games. Too many pay-per-views to be out here going to other platforms. And, man, forget all that. Y'all ain't trying to make the fight happen. Somebody else will. That's why people complaining about Dana White. But, bro, what you mean? What Dana White? You ain't got that many options. What you gonna do? Watch Jake Paul versus Tank? Now, if Dana White would have put up Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, you know everybody be losing their mind right now. I don't do the promoter games. I don't care who putting the fight on. If you're a fighter and you putting on a bum fight, I don't care if your promoter did it or you. Bro, you took a bum fight. Your resume is going to be trash. When that promoter dies, ain't nobody going to be thinking about your resume. You better pick a good fight, man. Yeah, this kind of hurt all Tank credibility, though. It really did. It was already bad, but it hurts it because he's the standard for the next generation. A lot of these fighters now are getting compared to him instead of other fighters. They're not comparing fighters to Haney and Shakur. I am. There's not a lot of Shakurs and Haneys out there, so it's hard to compare. Um, so that's probably why Tank get compared to most guys because it's easier to compare him. All you gotta do is have power and some kind of style to your game and be well rounded in the ring. But there's not a lot of guys really that's trying to follow his footsteps the way he's moving right now. They're actually trying to leapfrog him and go past him and outdo him. They feel like he's easy to pass right now. They fighting some of the same guys he fought, prospects, or they seeing how he's moving outside the ring or inside the ring, and they're like, man, I can replace this guy. Keyshawn felt like that until recently, and then he's like, I understand how Tank feels. So he's not a guy who's gonna take that spot. He the same age as Haney, so that's a red flag, anyways. But it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be surprised over the next couple of years by the way things turn out. But you can't really hype these guys up, man. One thing I learned in boxing is a guy gotta actually show you week in and week out, bro. It can't be hyped up. None of that. If a guy fighting the best, then if he lose, he just lost fighting the best. But if you ain't fighting the best and you ain't looking the best, I'm not about to call you the best. I'm just being honest. And there's more people. The red flag for me was when everybody was mentioning Gary Russell and Lamont Roach should fight. I said Gary Russell should fight Lamont Roach. That's a fight I actually would want to see, but I'm saying that let me know that, oh yeah, ain't nobody checking for Tank like that. Nobody's checking for Tank. Because one thing I know in boxing is a guy who just lost, let's just say that people feel like Lamont Roach lost. Let's just say I'm a Tank fan that believes that Lamont Roach lost, the Tank really beat him, but they just said it was a draw, so it really don't matter. What if I believe that? Okay. Why would I ask Roach to go fight Gary Russell? Like Roach, in my eyes, Roach, if I say Roach lost, I ain't never asked no loser to go fight somebody. Look, David Morrell lost to Benavidez. I ain't hear nobody turning around saying Benavidez. Man, David Morrell need to fight Bivol. I ain't hear nobody saying nothing like that after he lost. Nobody's finna sit up here and say who somebody should fight after they lose. After Earl Spence lost, all they asked for was a rematch. Nobody said, oh, Earl Spence should go fight this guy, then that guy, that guy. He lost. If it's not the rematch, you don't really know what direction he going. But with Roach, they like, yeah, Roach need to fight Russell. I'm like, oh, ain't nobody checking for Tank. Which that's not a bad fight though. I rock with the Roach versus Gary Russell fight, but nobody's checking for Tank though. I wanted to see Tank versus Gary Russell bad, man. I'm telling y'all, that's one of the fights I wanted to see over the years, bad. And I told people Gary Russell still looks good in the ring. That Mark Messiah fight, people kind of went over, they overblowed that fight too much. They went too hard on that fight. But that's still a good fight right now. But for him to go fight Jake Paul, it's disrespectful to everybody in boxing. It's disrespectful to me as a fan because if you're doing in-house fights with PBC, Tank been doing in-house fights. Most of the fights he been doing been in-house fights. How you ain't fight Gary Russell yet? That's my only problem. Like, if you're gonna do in-house fights, let's just say, all right, you're trying to stay loyal to the brand, you're gonna do in-house fights. Everybody else doing it. Okay, that's an excuse. Why you ain't fight Gary Russell? Matter of fact, why you ain't fight both Gary Russells? Forget one of them. Why you ain't fight all of them? Why you ain't fight all the Gary Russells? This man could have fought all the Gary Russells. It could have been classic fights. And could have had one. And could have had a top 5 resume right now. This man could have fought 2 Gary Russells and been top 3 pound for pound right now, guaranteed. Ain't nobody finna tell me this man have top 2 Gary Russell wins by 2 different Gary Russells on his resume, and he ain't gonna be top 3, top 5 pound for pound. Oh, what's going on? He said, J Man said, because everyone know Roach won. Exactly. Everybody know Roach won. Saudi officials moving on from T.O. and looking for a new opponent for. Shout out to Jordan Smith. What's up, Jordan? Saudi officials moving on from T.O. and looking for a new opponent for Shakur. Lamont at the top of the list according to Chris Mannix. Oh, definitely Lamont Roach. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The only fight I've been thinking of since Shakur fought and since Lamont Roach fought Tank was actually Shakur versus Lamont Roach. That fight I told Shakur got to put that pressure on Tank, bro. He got to. If Shakur take this fight with Lamont Roach, he is going to be number one ahead of Tank Davis at 135 or any list that Tank Davis is going to be on. Shakur got to take this fight. He take this fight with Tank Davis, nobody can say anything. With Lamont Roach, nobody can say anything about him. I'm telling y'all that right now. Shakur take this fight with Lamont Roach is over. And he better not stop Lamont Roach. But he take this fight with Lamont Roach is over. And it's a good chance, too, from what I'm hearing. It's a very good chance. Shakur said if he don't take that fight with Teofimo Lopez, it's over. He going with Lamont Roach. And he's going to be ahead of Tank in all directions, man. Any weight class that him and Tank end up together, whether it's 40 or 35, 47, he's going to be ahead of Tank on every list. Because what people don't realize is this is not like the old days where you had Floyd and you got to get Floyd to fight everybody. And then Pacquiao show up and you say, oh, okay, we got Pacquiao too. We already have Mosley and these other guys, Cotto. In this era, man, you can have a Shakur, a Devin Haney. You can spread those guys out in different weight classes. Trust me, you're going to have some talent where somebody going to want to fight. What Tank doing right now is cool for him, but he going to get left behind, bro. He's going to be – it's a reason why they don't put him on pound for pound, man. It's a reason why. They put everybody on pound for pound. For him not to be on pound for pound, it's a big deal, man. Like, he just got a laid-back career where it's just like, I'm here. I'm talking trash. He like that old man that show up at the 5-on-5 games and be talking trash with the knee braces on. You know he going to end up scoring all the time, but bro, definitely ain't the best. You know what I'm saying? He going to do his thing now, ball out. But he definitely ain't the best. He like Patrick Ewing, you know what I'm saying? And everybody else like Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley. But yeah, Tank in the background right now. I'm telling y'all right now, this dude is he gonna have a long way to go. Because people trying to compare him to Canelo. And Canelo's taking the fight with Crawford. And you can't really compare Tank Davis to somebody who's about to fight Terrence Crawford. Can't do that. And Tank resume looking bad, bro. I'm telling y'all that now. Him weighing in versus Jake Paul, that's gonna be a career ender. However that may go. I'm really just thinking about that. If he would have been fighting Lamont Roach, I would have been thinking about the press conference. But with him fighting Jake Paul, I'm thinking about that weight now. Because I said if that fight ever happens, that weight is gonna be something you can't really walk around or talk around. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It looks like Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis was a waste of time actually making that fight. And that might end up still being his biggest fight of his career. But it looked like that fight was a waste of time. And the crazy part about it is with Tank Davis, I'm starting to realize now a few things about Tank Davis. A lot of fans want him to be Floyd Mayweather, and they want Tank to be on the same level as Devin Haney. That's why they always comparing Tank to Devin. Like, let's make sure Tank is on the same level as Devin. They can't say, oh, let's just compare Shakur and Tank. It always got to be, oh, what? Let's compare him with Devin. They got to put them on the same level. And what people are starting to realize now is Tank Davis was never on Devin Haney's level. That's going to be the hardest part about everything that's going on right now. It's going to be hard for people to admit that Tank Davis was never on Devin Haney's level. That's why I told people him sparring him was the biggest fight of Tank Davis' career. His biggest fight of his career was a sparring match with a 16-year-old. Y'all don't know how disgusting it is as a boxing fan for Tank to be almost 31 years old. And his biggest fight is a sparring match with a 16-year-old who everybody got a problem with. He said Ryan is the Mexican Jake Paul. Yeah, that's a fact, Jordan. That's a fact. Is that Boo Boo Andre type resume? That is true. I don't even know if he got a name like Benavidez on there yet. Might be worse than Andre's, to be honest with you. Yeah, them Charlo and Triple G. I ain't even thinking about it. Yeah, I don't like Charlo resume that much. He got a few names on the PBC, but that kind of saved him. Like a J Rock, and I might be thinking about the wrong Charlo right now. But I know he got Tony Harrison and Castano on there. Castano, he was alright. He was in a undisputed fight, but dude ain't did nothing since, bro. His resume is kind of horrible. Yeah, none of these guys on Shakur level, man. I don't know why. People don't even know what Shakur was. When I started watching these guys back in the day, Shakur was like the guy he was the guy. He was him. I was seeing Haney work out. I was like, oh, this dude's beast. Yeah, as far as I know back then, Shakur was the guy. Haney was the guy that was like sparring everybody, putting hands on everybody. I was like, bro, this dude's sparring everybody. That's the only thing I know about Haney. I was like, this dude fights everybody. And I wasn't really checking for no 16, 17-year-olds in boxing, but I was like, bro, this dude is fighting everybody. Like guys I don't even know, he's just running around and fighting them. So I was like, yeah, that's the guy I'm checking for. This Haney guy. Whoever he is, he's fighting everybody. I'm talking about he in Floyd gym fighting everybody. Then he going outside the gym fighting everybody. Who is this guy? Every time I see him, he trying to jump in the ring with somebody. Tank Davis, you can't find those sparring videos of him. He got to pop up randomly online. They got to keep it hidden for 10 years. We still ain't seen the one between him and Frank Martin. It's all kind of sparring matches out there between Tank Davis and guys. Getting beat up. But yeah, Tank being compared to Devin Haney was a big mistake. I don't know if people realize that. You were actually supposed to be comparing him to Gary Russell and Tevin Farmer and Lomachenko. Now they're starting to realize, oh man, Tank getting older. Yeah, he is. Dude's in his 30s now. So the age he's gonna as you get older, you start slowing down. We all know this. Canelo is what? Canelo was just 34 years old the last time we seen him in the ring. I want everybody to think about this. Canelo was just 34 years old when we seen him in the ring last time. Bro, everybody said Canelo was done. Everybody said Canelo was done at 33 when he fought Charlo. They said, oh, Canelo's slowing down. That's why he ain't knock out Charlo. So Canelo, they said at 33 years old was done. Tank about to be 31. So y'all telling me that Tank is going to be physically gifted longer than Canelo, or because I don't know either. You know, I can't tell the future, but I'm just talking about if we had to make a guess. Is Tank gonna be sharper at 33 years old than Canelo is? Is he in the gym more than Canelo? Canelo always in the gym now. He might have a little pass, but he stay in the gym. Yeah, I could definitely say Canelo stay in the gym, especially right now. Like whatever he walking around at, that's what he weighing in at. Now, as far as Tank, I'm hearing that he about to gain a whole bunch of weight for Jake Paul fight, so I got to see where he's at. But this dude might be bigger than what we realize. But I'll say this though, people saying that well Tank just fought well Tyson Fury just fought Ngannou and Anthony Joshua. I'm just say this about this because I'm gonna talk about it later on. Bro, two guys who's thinking about hanging it up being discussed with Tank Davis is not a good sign, bro. I'm just telling y'all that right now. That's actually worse than what I thought it was. Like for people to be mentioning Tyson Fury, oh, he's having the same type of fights as Tank Davis. It's not good, man. Tyson Fury ain't got no resume like that. I think people seen him fight Wilder 3 times, and they think that he got a whole bunch of names on his resume. Bro, one of the biggest names on his resume just got knocked out in the first round. So without Deontay Wilder really being on Tyson Fury's resume, he really ain't got nothing on there. So Tank Davis' name being mentioned as far as with Tyson Fury having the same type of fights, that's not good. And Tyson Fury talking about retiring, and Tank Davis is too. It's not a lot of boxers that's openly talking about retirement right now. The only guys that talking about retirement right now, I heard Crawford mention it probably once, but he was saying, you know, if things don't line up, that's just the direction he gonna go in. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm in that position right now," but Tank, he's thought about it a lot, talked about it a lot. Tyson Fury has openly. He put a retirement video out in the front of a pickup truck. All kind of weird stuff he been doing. And those guys are fighting who? Some guys who don't box. They're not professional boxers. And they both have in common that they think about retiring. Anthony Joshua, the same thing. Thinking about retiring. People said he needed to retire after the Dubois fight. You had a lot of pros from his country that said he needed to retire and hang it up. So yeah, they talking about retirement for everybody. So you don't want to be Tank Davis and have your name mentioned with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. No, sir. If they doing that, bro, it's time to hang it up. I don't know if everybody know it or not. I'm gonna say this too. People don't know this, but I need to say this is very important. And I agree with J Man. 34, the oldest I've seen. That's a fact. I agree with that. Bud is older and spry. Yeah, he live a clean lifestyle. But I'm gonna say this right now. As far as with the Mayweather thing, people were saying, "Oh, well, Floyd fought McGregor." This is why I'm gonna tell y'all this. This is very important. This is why American boxing is different from any other country. It ain't gonna never change. People say, "Well, Floyd fought McGregor." After Floyd Mayweather fought McGregor, America, especially black people in America that look like Floyd Mayweather, we made Floyd Mayweather hang it up after that. We made him hang it up. I don't know if anybody knows that. After Floyd fought McGregor, we said, Floyd, we don't know if you know this or not, but it's your last fight, dog. We ain't asking you, we telling you. After this, you got to hang it up. And that's TBE 50-0 Floyd Mayweather. And people in America said it's time for him to hang it up. Go look at his resume. Nobody was gonna watch him again after that fight. Yeah, the McGregor fight did crazy numbers. I had fun that night. But everybody knew, as far as in America, we're gonna make him hang it up, whether he knows it or not. He kept doing the little smaller fights. I know last year he did the Gotti fight. Bro, they made him hang it up, bro. It's over. If y'all think Tank gonna have a longer leash than Mayweather, get off the drugs. Get off the drugs. After Floyd fought McGregor, bro, we made him hang it up, bro. It's over. Floyd started putting out sparring videos after that. Y'all don't want to compare Floyd McGregor to Jake Paul versus Tank Davis, please. This will be Tank Davis' last fight. We ain't even start talking like that yet, but soon, I don't know. Some people might get a little angry, frustrated, might start talking about he need to hang it up after this. I'm talking about if we can make Floyd hang it up, we can definitely make Tank Davis hang it up. I'm just letting everybody know that. Unless everybody think that Tank Davis is bigger than Floyd. Anybody think that? He ain't selling no numbers like that. Telling you that right now. Everybody's saying that Floyd fought McGregor, and Floyd hung it up after that. He had to. When nobody checking for that no more. They don't play in America like that, bro. They'll make you hang it up, bro. Tell you that right now. Look at any fighter. They want to make they trying to make Wilder retire right now. One stoppage. And they like, yeah. And that's recently. So yeah, they're gonna try to make you hang it up out here. And these is guys who want to fight. Guys who trying to fight the best, who in the big fights, who already had big fights. We're talking about guys who already proved themselves of being able to take big fights. This might be the first generation where we have big name fighters who haven't taken big fights yet. But they're big names. I think you're supposed to be a big name after you take a big fight and you've proved yourself. There's a lot of people that haven't proved themselves, but they're a big name. Yeah, it's getting to that point now. But being mentioned with the guys who retired, bro, it's over. At the end of the day, man, the Tank Davis hype was just hype. I'm just being real with y'all. Somebody got to say it. I'm gonna say it. Tank Davis hype was just hype. Everybody else got to prove themselves in the ring. The knockouts don't matter with everybody else. A lot of people don't know them guys that Tank Davis was knocking out. But with Brian Norman, if he get a knockout, oh, he got to be a certain guy. So you already realize that the knockouts don't really matter like that. And the first thing they say is, oh, why y'all like Tank over this person, over Haney? Oh, well, he get knockouts. Well, why you like Floyd then? Floyd don't get knockouts. Man, something wrong, man. Something going on. They got to change the rules. They got to change the rules, man. Floyd didn't get knockouts. I'm going to tell y'all right now. What's going on right now is, and I'm going to say this again, because I'm born in America, so I know what's going on. We have people who started watching boxing, that got into boxing very deeply around the time that Mayweather started becoming a big name in boxing. They haven't seen a lot of boxers lose over the years. So the people they probably attached to is like Floyd, either Spence or Crawford, and then 1 foot in, 1 foot out with a guy like Wilder. Uh, and then Tank. You know, they probably support Tank now. So they never really saw any boxers lose. So when they seen Wilder lose, got off the bandwagon with him, seen Spence lose, said something got to be wrong with him. But these guys ain't really seen nobody lose before. I'm keeping it a buck for real. Ain't nobody else gonna keep it a buck like this. I ain't really supposed to be saying this because I don't really care like that. But I'm calling out all of it. I'm telling y'all how deep it is. These guys ain't really seen no boxers lose before, so they don't know how to react. If a guy like Tank comes along and says, "Oh yeah, but all these guys is ducking me," they gonna believe him because they don't know nothing else. They don't know that in boxing, most of these guys in the past was not just ducking like that. And if you're a boxer, to say another boxer is ducking you, that's not something easy to say. Because then the first thing somebody say is when they get real, they be like, "Oh, I ain't trying to be disrespectful because ain't no boxer really scared or nothing like that." Because they do put their life on the line. Well, why you say the dude ducking though? So they'll say a guy ducking when you really ain't ducking. But that's just a new thing that goes on. But I'm saying, when Floyd was saying these things, if he said a guy was, you don't see a lot of videos of Floyd saying somebody's ducking, that he ain't fight, that wasn't ducking him. You understand what I'm saying? And Floyd said, "Oh, Pacquiao don't want to take this so-and-so situation. He need to fight me." That wasn't even considered ducking back then. And that situation was everywhere. That was the biggest talk in boxing for like 5 or 10 years about why Floyd and Pacquiao didn't fight. But people ain't really seen guys lose before. They sat up here, they ain't see Floyd lose. They seen Spence lose, but it was like towards the end, and Spence, that was after the car wreck, so it's kind of like, I can see in their eyes, I can see a reason why. But with Tank, it's like, oh, why would somebody duck Tank? And then when the sparring video came out and everybody got quiet, I said, oh man, it's bullying. You gonna start bullying people at this point. When the sparring video came out with Tank and Haney, and shout out to J Man, he's speaking facts. When the sparring video came out with Tank and Haney, I knew right then. I said, "Oh, everybody ain't rocking with Tank like that. I'm gonna go ahead and leave Tank alone." People don't even know it. I said, "I'm gonna stop. If I put out videos of Tank, it's bullying at this point. They don't even want to talk about this man sparring Devin Haney. It's bullying, bro. Hey man, stop bullying these Tank Davis fans out here, y'all. It's over with. Cause I'm a real Tank fan, but I know that Tank Davis would take a Jake Paul fight. That's the difference between me and everybody else. Everybody else talking about him versus Shakur, and I'm talking about him versus guys who ain't supposed to be even in the ring with him because that's what he likes. He likes fighting a Ryan Garcia for no reason. Or Lamont Roach 2 years late. Or going around and fighting Frank Martin instead of Gary Russell. That's been going on. That's nothing new. But the way people talk about the resume, it just sounds better than what it is. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard guys tell stories? You be like, man, it's almost like Charlie Murphy telling that story about Rick James. They telling stories like that now when it comes to Tank. But man, you see how he just hunted down Frank Martin for the knockout? Yeah, but he almost lost though. He got outboxed that whole fight. So ain't no surprise really when you see the way they talk about and like J Man said, all Wilder did was knock out, and they complain Wilder had no skill, and they always got something to say about black U.S. fighters. It's a fact. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, I seen people. Cause even in this situation right now, people ain't gonna say it, but I'm gonna be 100 to myself. People ain't gonna say it, but right now, the only people that's gonna get criticized for fighting Jake Paul is American fighters. Yeah, That's what makes it 1,000 times worse for these dudes right now. And these dudes right now so cowardly, they gonna be a Tank Davis fan and they won't even call it out. And I'm not finna call it out. Y'all can have that. I'm just gonna point it out real quick because I like to do stuff like that. But these Tank Davis fans, they so weak and cowardly, they're not even gonna go against other fan bases to even point that out. They just want to go against somebody that look like them. So at the end of the day, these dudes are cowards anyways. Don't respect them. They're not helping these boxers out. They don't really know these guys like that. To be a fan and to be sitting around here talking about these guys is ducking other people, and then when this man takes a fight like this, you don't have any kind of criticism about it. But they ready to throw Mike Tyson under the bus. Now if they do Tank Davis like they did Mike Tyson, all right, that'll make sense. But they're not gonna do that though. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. That's why I ain't say too much about Mike and complain about it, because I'm like, I said, wait until another boxer does it. And you can complain because Mike an old man. It's like, oh, I don't want to see no old man in the ring. Yeah, but I don't want to see no lightweight in his prime jumping in the ring with Jake Paul either, though. I don't want to see that at all. I never thought in my mind, hey, man, I want to see Tank fight Jake Paul and see what happened. I actually don't want to see what happened. I don't. I want to see if Tank fights some real fights before he hang it up. Bro, why would a dude talking about he going to hang it up after every fight sit around and be like, man, I'm trying to, I heard people saying that they can fight in a couple of years between him and Shakur. This dude almost lost the Roach, man. I feel like he lost the Roach. But this man almost had a loss against Roach, and they talking about he can build up a fight. He ain't finna build up no fight. They finna get what they can out of him, and they're gonna move on, like I said. Like I said, he has a fan base that don't want to hold him accountable. So that means when they talking about my fighters that I like, they hate my fighters. So when Terrence Crawford was doing all these business moves, they actually just hated him. It had nothing to do with his business moves. Because Tank Davis is doing worse business moves and he's getting credit for it. So that means they hated the fighters I like. Someone, that's crazy, bro. I can't even, I don't even know what to say about that. I don't even know what to say. That's crazy to me. Man, they lucky they got Devin Haney on this Turkey Out of Sheet card. I'm telling you right now. Because everybody else is not making moves. I mean, it's a bad look for anybody in boxing, bro, to be sitting up here talking about you want a Devin Haney to get finished in boxing and not be the same. But you celebrate this clown and foolery with Tank Davis. Bro, what is up with boxing now? It's been bad already, bro. I'm telling y'all right now, it's already been bad. The culture already bad in boxing. Because it ain't nothing real no more. The thing about boxing that's sad is Jake Paul probably one of the most realest things in boxing. That's how sad boxing is. He's a real thing in boxing. This man gonna get in the ring with Tank Davis before Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. It's no point of actually even that happening. That's why I said the same thing when it Ngannou and Fury. I'm like, bro, why dudes messing around like this? And Ngannou almost ended Tyson Fury's career. He really did, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Tyson Fury's confidence has not been there since he fought Ngannou. Like when he was doing the thing with Usyk, the first time he fought Usyk, he still had a little bit of confidence, but he knew that he wasn't the same. He knew it. It's just the same thing over and over, man. These guys is little by little. People don't understand that you got to be in real fights as a professional. To actually be a professional boxer, I'm gonna be real with y'all. To be a professional boxer and to think that you're gonna be just going through the motion in boxing and everybody else is getting better. They fighting real fights, and you just gonna have these little, exhibitions or whatever. Bro, you're not finna have no good career, man. You gonna end up losing. I'm telling y'all right now, Floyd wouldn't have fought certain guys in his career like Zab and Cotto, and he wouldn't have got better. He would have ended up losing. For some reason, they think that Tank Davis gonna end up cutting corners, and he gonna get better. That's why I like the way boxing is going right now, because Devin Haney and Norman, when they get out of the ring with each other in November, both of those guys will be better. When Tank Davis get out of the ring with Jake Paul, he might be worse, especially if he went 10 rounds with this guy, and they both leave out of there with no scratch on their face. Yeah, you got worse. Yeah, Bud, Devin, Benavidez holding the sport down, man. Holding it down. Devin Haney putting in a lot of work right now in boxing, man. I don't know if people realize that. The man passing up money. Tank Davis got every fight on pay-per-view, but they talking about he need money. This man, every fight he got on pay-per-view, it's like he need money. How he need to fight for money when he already the cash cow? I told y'all, man, they be saying that face of boxing stuff so they can build guys up. They ain't never called Floyd the face of boxing. They did not run around and call Floyd or Pacquiao the face of boxing. They out here building guys up. They building guys up, man. They don't want to call these guys the face of boxing. They know who the real faces of boxing are. So if Usyk and cause Terrence Crawford, they got him. And I meant to say this a couple of weeks ago. I think it was last week. I was on BoxRec, right? BoxRec got their pound for pound list out. Do y'all know this? They didn't. These people don't even have Terrence Crawford top 10 on pound for pound. That is crazy. They don't have Terrence Crawford top 10 for pound. He's not even on the list. BoxRec took Terrence Crawford off the whole pound for pound list. He's not even on there. They want this man to lose so bad, man. They taking the man off the pound for pound list before the Canelo fight because they like, in 3 or 4 weeks, he gonna end up losing anyways. They think Terrence Crawford gonna end up taking a loss. So ain't no need for him to be on pound for pound list anyways. They got Thomas Taylor as a referee. I don't know what fight Thomas Taylor did recently, but he did a horrible fight recently. I gotta look him up. They said they did the Barrios and Pacquiao fight. I don't know if I liked him during that fight, but it was a fight he did before that. I think he did a horrible job. Yeah, it's a smear campaign. That's all it is. Yeah, Jordan Smith said, whatever Tank getting with Jake Paul, Turkey could have doubled it for Tank to fight Shakur. Ask Canelo. I'm glad you said that. Exactly. Canelo went out there, and that's why I ain't going too hard on Canelo, because I'm telling y'all, it could have been worse. Because if Canelo was not fighting Terrence Crawford, there was not any other options out there for him. I know they got Benavidez, but nobody's really pushing for that fight. So yeah, if it wasn't for Terrence Crawford stepping in, man, he definitely, if he would have just went out there and rematched Earl Spence, Canelo be out there with Jake Paul or something right now. That's why Terrence Crawford is literally saving boxing right now. He's saving boxing right now. You can't have stuff like this going on, man. I'm talking about Canelo gotta get a loss. If Canelo don't lose, stuff like this gonna continue in boxing. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm being real. Because all the things that people don't like in boxing, whether it's Tank or Fury and all these guys, man, Canelo doing the same thing, man. Only reason I give Canelo credit is because he told Eddie Reynoso, I'm gonna go ahead and fight Terrence Crawford. As a man, I gotta give him his credit for that. Because nobody wants to fight Terrence Crawford, to be honest with you. I know Terrence Crawford he fought Earl Spence, but Terrence Crawford couldn't get in the ring with Charlos. It wasn't like he could just get in the ring with anybody. He had to fight Sean Porter before he fought Earl Spence, so it wasn't like he was just getting fights like that. Then Keith Thurman wasn't fighting him. So yeah, he had to go through a lot. Oh, he said Taylor did that Green fight on Netflix. That's what it was. I'm glad you said that, Jordan Smith. Appreciate that, dog. Appreciate that, Jordan. That's the fight I'm talking about too, Jordan. Glad you said that. So if y'all don't remember, Green was in there boxing against Marshall. Marshall had been out of boxing for like 2 years. So she really gassed out the first 4 rounds. And that's a big deal because Canelo been gassing out like Marshall was doing that last fight. And if Taylor gonna be in there doing the same kind of tactics he was doing against Green, stopping the fight, he told Green to quit holding. I think Green held like once in 2 rounds, and he gave a warning. I think she held twice in 3 rounds, and he gave he deducted a point or something like that, took away a point, something crazy like that. So yeah, for him to be in this fight. Yeah, Jordan Smith knows exactly what's going on. Appreciate that, Jordan. Yeah, that guy's out of his mind in that fight. He almost cost Green that whole fight, and that's something that can happen easily against Terrence Crawford. He can easily go in there. Oh, it's Crawford in there holding, because Crawford, he likes to grab certain guys, like a guy like Canelo. He'll try to go in there and bully Crawford, but Crawford will grab him, like how Caleb Plant did McCombie, push him into the ropes and go to the body on him, kind of like Bivol was doing Canelo. Canelo is a big guy, but Terrence Crawford still knows how to wrestle, and he knows about leverage and how to push guys. I mean, the same type of things that Ngannou can do in the ring, Terrence Crawford is just as has the same type of skills. The way that Fury was trying to lean on Ngannou, that he pushed him across the ring, had him flying. Terrence Crawford can do the same thing. Terrence Crawford doesn't clinch, though, as you notice. A lot of guys don't clinch with Terrence Crawford in the boxing ring because they know that he's already a wrestler. It's kind of natural to him. Very strong guy. So this Green guy doing this fight is actually a red flag. I'm going to be honest with you. He doesn't really do big fights like this. He'll do like a co-main event. He's done some big fights recently, but yeah, he's been okay in some fights. But that Green fight, that had to be the worst job I've seen out of anybody the whole year. Yeah, he ruined that fight. She almost lost that fight because of him too. He said Turkey got plans with Canelo. I've been hearing Bud will retire after this fight. He won't defend the belts if he win, and Canelo not going after all the belts one by one that Bud win and vacate. That is true. But one thing I will say, and that is true, Jordan, but one thing I do have to keep in mind always, and it is true, because things do look like it's going on Canelo's side. Even with Canelo saying, oh, Turkey is on Terrence Crawford's side, then you got a lot of people picking Terrence Crawford to win. You know, a lot of things just look kind of weird. Like people are trying to leverage Canelo as an underdog, even though the numbers aren't changing with Vegas. But I think that Turkey Al Sheikh, he knows that Canelo Alvarez, I'll say this: Canelo is not going to look the same as he did against Berlanga or Munguia. I think Canelo is actually slowing down, and Canelo having plans with Turkey Al Sheikh. I don't think Turkey is caring too much about that. And the reason why I say that is because it's always been plans that Turkey had with every fighter that's gotten canceled recently. It's a lot of fights that Turkey had planned out that got canceled. A lot of fights got pushed back. A lot of fighters actually retired. With Turkey Al Sheikh, it's a lot of guys coming out of retirement. So it all depends. I understand what you're saying, but the way Turkey operates, he's making guys retire. You know what I'm saying? We might think that Canelo would get an easy victory, and then Terrence Crawford will just retire after that. But in my mind, I'll just say this: with Terrence Crawford getting in the ring with Canelo, Canelo is not going to be the same fighter regardless when he gets out of the ring with Terrence Crawford. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know everything about this fight coming up, but I will say this: you can lock Terrence Crawford in a jail cell. You can lock him in a boxing ring with Canelo. Most people that get in the ring with Terrence Crawford that try to fight him and go toe to toe with Terrence Crawford, they're not the same when they get out the ring with him. So Canelo, no matter how big he is or size, he'll be the first guy to actually get out of the ring with Terrence Crawford, probably in his life, and to be the same fighter he was before he got in the ring with him. You know, even when Floyd was going toe to toe with Canelo, Canelo didn't really push. He didn't really get aggressive with Floyd. He couldn't walk through Floyd's punches. So with all that being said, I don't think that Terrence Crawford is going to have trouble with the judging because a lot of stuff is going to be obvious with Canelo. It's going to be obvious. It really is. Definitely going to be obvious. I will say that because even when Jake Paul went against Mike Tyson on Netflix, most of the people who was watching the fight knew what was going on. Most of the people, they knew what type of fight it was, how the fight looked when it ended. Most people had the same kind of opinion. So if Netflix want to take their chance and try to rob Terrence Crawford or anything like that, you won't have anybody watching boxing on that channel again. So hopefully they do the right thing. If they don't, it'll be the last fight. Because even with the Taylor guy, right, with the Green fight that George Smith brought up, Green would have if Green would have lost, that would have been a lot of controversy. Because they had Marshall set up to possibly fight Shields or somebody next coming up, but the plans got ruined. And those were some plans that got ruined too. And that was a big fight that Marshall had. She's not a Canelo, but she's a big name in women's boxing though. Oh, he did that Morrell and Benavidez fight too. That's crazy. Oh, he did take that point fast after he hit him after the bell. I forgot about that, Jordan. Dang, I forgot about that. I'm not gonna lie to you, I forgot about that. Yeah, I have forgot about that. Even when the fight ended, I kind of forgot about it. But I knew the fight was close just because of that, though. And then they counted the knockdown the same round. Oh man, I forgot about that, bro. This dude scaring me now. Hey, y'all see what Jordan's saying about Thomas Taylor when he did the match against Benavidez and Morrell? I forgot about that. He said Thomas Taylor had took that point from Morrell. I gotta watch that fight again. I forgot about it. Cause I was supposed to go back and watch the fight. I think I watched like the first couple of rounds, never finished it. Dang, I forgot about that. Yeah, because after that I was like, bro, what is? Because the other guy that did the tank fight, the guy with the big eyes, he was doing a lot of Steve Willis, I think his name is. He was doing a lot of big fights in Japan. I seen him do a fight in Japan. I'm like, this dude is tripping. I'm talking about he was doing some bad calls in the fight. And then the next thing I see, he's in the tank fight. I never seen two bad performances by him that close, but he's done it, and now Taylor has done it. He done it in the Morrell fight and the Green fight. Yeah, it was a reason why I said recently I seen him in a fight, and I was like, man, I'm done with this guy. And the Morrell fight is a reason. I forgot about that. Yeah, he counted that knockdown on Benavidez. Dang, I can't believe this guy's doing this fight. Oh my god, yeah, the fix is definitely in. Terrence Crawford got to go out there and get a knockout. I'm gonna be real with you. He got to get a knockout, or at least a knockdown. I don't like to say stuff like that, but they got to be the expectations to actually get a win, though. It might not happen, but they got to be the expectation. Yeah, that dude Taylor, he did a bad job. He's not gonna. So as far as clinching, he's not gonna want any clinching. Even if Terrence Crawford is clinching and fighting on the inside with Canelo, I think he'll have an advantage with that because of his long arms. But I think they're gonna try to keep the clinching away. The moving is gonna be talked about. Activity. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of those weird things going on. Come on, let's get busy or holding. Watch out for the holding. They might even be the belt line. See, people don't know, but a referee can actually stress you out while you're in the boxing match. Due to be warning you about shots that's not even low, then you like, huh? That split second, you get knocked out. So he can be doing stuff like that, allegedly, or, you know, talking about the activity or just breaking guys up before. Terrence Crawford can actually get some punches off on Canelo in the inside, and this guy can jump in and just break the fight up for no reason. All right, that's enough. That's enough. I've seen somebody do that recently. A guy was fighting on the inside. The referee comes in and breaks it up as soon as they clinch for like 1 second. Yeah, George Smith speaking facts though. They said that was a knockdown against Benavidez in the same round, and then took the point away from Morrell at the end of the round. I was like, man, that's crazy. And it wasn't even a knockdown on Benavidez. You said Tarver was terrible on the Shakur Zepeda broadcast. I still haven't heard that broadcast. I heard Tarver saying something to, I don't know if it was Chris Mannix or somebody. He was saying something to one of those guys, responding. They was going back and forth, but I didn't hear the broadcast. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. Yeah, I heard that broadcast was terrible. I heard it was worse than the Ryan and Rolly fight. That fight card. I heard that broadcast. The commentary was worse than that broadcast. Yeah, they gotta do better, man. The zone been having some bad commentary. At one point it was okay, but but they want these boxers up there to criticize guys, and you can't say, "Oh man, that guy don't know what he's talking about." They're gonna say he's a boxer. I think a lot of times they be just pushing narratives sometimes because a lot of these guys they know better, especially Antonio Tarver. A lot of stuff he says, even he says in a lot of times, "I'm not gonna box the same way." Tarver's not a guy that just went in there and tried to KO everybody. He went in there smart and tried to fight the right way. To say that people move too much, man, he knows what time it is, man. The way boxing going, they would have called Roy Jones a runner. Look at all that moving he doing. He runs too much. They would have called him a runner. Probably did call him a runner. But yeah, this Thomas guy, that's crazy. Yeah, Jordan pull out some great points on that, bro. I'll be honest with you. I forgot about that Green fight, but that Morrell fight, that one is worse. That man took that point away the same round. And that was a good round too. That man messed up the whole flow of the fight, to be honest with you, with all that going on that round. He stopped and took the point away. Then had to figure out if it was a knockdown on Benavidez. I'm like, bro, this dude messing up the whole round. Yeah, it wasn't a knockdown to me. Live, it wasn't a knockdown. You know, sometimes it looks so quick you can't really tell. But I'm like, nah, that's not a knockdown. Yeah, it was obvious then. It was obvious. He can't have those many. J Man, I said I seen a Pernell Whitaker fight where the ref killed BS and ref came in and Pernell threw a sneaky shot like it was for the opponent and clocked the ref. I seen somebody do that recently. I don't know if that was Pernell fight. I seen this fight recently, but I don't know if it was Pernell that did it. Hey, you know what's crazy? For some reason, when you said that, all I can see is I take Isaiah Thomas choking that coach out. You remember when Isaiah Thomas was choking that coach out? That's all I can see when you said that. Pernell smacked the ref in the face. Yeah, Pernell couldn't stand them referees, bro. For real, Pernell, man, he couldn't stand them refs. That's why Oscar, when he was talking, I'm like, bro, you know this man used. I can't find a good picture. Let me see. I said Thomas choking his coach. That's all I could think of. If y'all ain't never seen that, boy, definitely go look that up. Isaiah Thomas was so dangerous, he had to choke his own coach out to stay in the game. Yeah, Jamie, when you said that's all I could think of. This man choking his own coach on live TV. And then he stayed in the game. That's crazy, man. The NBA was tougher than boxing is now. You had dudes choking out their own coach getting back in the game with a bloody face. You got guys now that won't even bleed in the boxing match. That's funny what J Man said. That's hilarious though. He said he said Fernell smacked the referee in the face. He said it was crazy because Benavidez hit Morrell accidentally after the bell, and Morrell hit him back and got a point taken away from him. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. That kept happening in that fight too. And that fight, they hit each other after the bell a couple of times. Yeah, that happened a few times in that fight. I want to see a part two to that fight. Morrell just got to clean it up a little bit, but I want to see a part two. Benavidez just had too much experience, and Benavidez wasn't trying to box with him. So I think the second fight will be better. But yeah, boxing getting crazy right now, man. It's getting wild. The schedule they got coming up. They got Tank fighting the same month as Devin Haney and Brian Norman a week after. So Tank fighting on a Friday. Then the next Saturday after that, dang, you know what's crazy? Tank Davis fighting the day before Chris Eubanks and Conor Benn. That's crazy, man. This man gonna fight Jake Paul on a Friday night. Then the next morning, afternoon, everybody gonna be watching Eubanks versus Conor Ben, and then the next week they're gonna have Devin Haney and Brian Norman, Benavidez Yard, Abdullah Mason and Sam Notes, and Bam Rodriguez, Bitterbill. I'm telling you, man, Shakur get that Stevenson fight. It's over with. Yeah, IT. Yeah, you already know that, J man. IT definitely the one. He said take out what get called retaliation. Yeah, IT the one. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas people. Boy, he used to beat the brakes off of dudes in the ring, man. I mean, not in the ring, but shoot, Isaiah Thomas used to box too. I'm saying in the ring, but he looked like a boxer to me. Yeah, it's not too much news coming out right now though. That's why I'm saying, as far as with Tank though, I look at Tank right now as a guy who's reaching back, helping people because he kind of kept Ryan Garcia's name alive by having him fight before he fought Shakur Stevenson. If he would have fought Shakur, that would have put a lot of pressure on other guys to fight Shakur. But instead, it kind of shined a light on Ryan Garcia a lot more. I think this fight with Jake Paul gonna do the same thing, man. And it's gonna be a huge mistake. This man gonna always be, even with Mike Tyson doing it. Mike Tyson's not really an active guy. He's not looked at as a a fighter being in his prime. But for Tank to be just in line with Jake Paul right now, it's not good, man. Especially after Jake Paul just fought Chavez the way he did. That Chavez fight was weak. And to sit up there and think that the same Jake Paul, people gonna want to see that against Tank, I don't know, man. That's gonna be a hard sell. Just gonna be real. I don't know what they're gonna try to sell as far as can Tank get a knockout or can Jake Paul knock out Tank. That's the only thing you can really sell. Can Jake Paul knock out Tank? That's about it. But it's still gonna be more so about Jake Paul. I don't think a lot of people gonna be watching the fight to see if Tank Davis can knock out Jake Paul. I think more people gonna watch the fight thinking, can Jake Paul knock out Tank Davis? Because to be honest with you, who cares if Tank Davis can knock out Jake Paul? If he knocks him out, he's not gonna get a lot of cool points for knocking out Jake Paul. He's gonna get paid, but nobody gonna look at his resume and be like, man, he knocked out Jake Paul. I don't think a lot of people gonna care. So they tuning in for Jake Paul, man. So when people are saying that Jake Paul is the face of boxing right now, I mean, technically, if on paper, yeah. If you look at the things that's going on, the type of fights he's being talked with, and like I said, people are not going to be coming out there checking for Tank, bro. He said no fear of Mike whatsoever. Yeah, this fight better not go to the cards. This man go out there and have a Mike Tyson type performance. He ain't got to ask to retire. They gonna make sure he retired. He cannot go out here and fight like Mike Tyson. We seen what Chavez did. He went out there and fought like Mike. He actually fought worse than Mike. And people don't want to see him in the ring again. So for Tank to go 10, it won't be a good look, man. It won't be a good look. Not to say he got to go out there and get a knockout. I'm just saying it's not going to look good. Ain't nothing good about going the distance with Jake Paul. Nothing good. That's why I was hearing recently when Andrew Ruiz said uh Andre Ward, Jake Paul got a better chance of beating Anthony Joshua than Andre Ward. I'm like, bro, these dudes really believe in Jake Paul like that. If that's the case, why did you put Tommy Fury in the ring? Bro, this dude sound crazy. Why don't you put Tommy Fury in the ring with Anthony Joshua? He said the way T.O. dropping the ball need to be tested. Yeah, it do. T.O. all over the place, bro. I have no idea what direction he's going in. I don't even know what weight class he fighting in next. And T.O. he does it in a smart way because I don't know what weight class he fighting in next. I don't think anybody knows. Shout out. What's up, Dark Kent? What's going on? I don't know what weight class he's going to. T.O.'s all over the place. I don't know if he's going to fight a 35. He was just talking to Shakur Stevenson. Technically, they're still talking until I hear otherwise. He's talking about 140s. And, man, T.O. could have a Hall of Fame resume at 140. But he don't want to fight nobody at 140. It looks like he want to go to 147, but it would be a waste of time if he don't have a belt. Him not fighting Brian Norman kind of hurt that. That was his chance of getting a belt at 47, but it's gonna be harder now. Then you can't fight Ryan for a belt at 47. Yeah, Devin Haney. Once Devin Haney did that offer, bro, I'm like, nah, you can't do nothing else, man. Once you turn down a Devin Haney fight, bro, it's over. I'm gonna be honest with you. You ain't gonna make no more money fighting nobody else. So yeah, T.O. is in a bad spot. And the worst spot is actually for T.O. because then Tank. I'm gonna say why T.O. is actually in the worst spot to Tank because Tank just told everybody, hey man, I ain't no real boxer. I ain't trying to be undisputed. I don't care about no Lomachenko. And like I said before, man, I didn't think Lomachenko ducked him, man. I wasn't saying that to go against him, but ain't no dude who's finna fight Jake Paul getting ducked by Lomachenko. I can't believe that. And I'm not really a huge Lomachenko fan. I just no guys fighting Jake Paul is getting ducked by Lomachenko. Yeah, T.O. just turned 28. Dang, he finna have a hard time, man. And he's turned down every fight too. The only thing T.O. can do in boxing right now is go fight somebody that he already turned down. He turned down Hitchens. He turned down Matias. He turned down he ain't fighting Gary Russell. So as far as with PBC, he fought Ortiz, didn't fight Rayo. Yeah, it's a lot of guys he didn't fight. He fought Josh Taylor, but that was a while ago at this point. Fought Barbosa though. Cambosis, he fought at 35, who's at 40 now. Yeah, it ain't too many dudes he done fought, man. The resumes ain't gonna hold up too long. And then when Abdullah Mason gets to 140, man, don't let Abdullah Mason get to 140 and get a belt. If Abdullah Mason gets to 140 and gets a belt, and these same guys are sitting there, I'm gonna be looking at these guys crazy. They're gonna be looking like those guys that were sitting on the porch on Everybody Hates Chris. And these guys are still at 140. When Abdullah Mason gets to 140, these guys ain't trying to fight nobody. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Abdullah Mason, I thought they were just gonna take their time as far as moving him. But he's fighting for a belt next. And 135 is kind of weak right now, so it's not like he's getting pushed fast. It's not a lot of action going on at 135. You got Tank fighting outside of the weight class now. Told y'all, man, when Devin Haney left 135, it was over. It was over. The only big fights you've actually heard at 135 has involved Lamont Roach and Edwin De Los Santos. The other fights is what? Zapata, Shakur, Tevin Farmer with Miratai and Zapata, but Tevin Farmer did move up recently though, not too long ago. So he's not really a guy who's been at 35 already. Yeah, Abdullah, he fighting a lot right now, man. Fighting every other week, making weight. It's hard to make weight like that every week, every couple of months. Fighting on everybody's card, undercards. Was supposed to fight on as the co-main event the Keyshawn, but ended up being the main event just by being on weight. Dude wasn't even supposed to be the main event. Isn't that crazy? This dude became the main event and is fighting for a belt just because he made weight. He wasn't even there to put outshine Keyshawn Davis or nothing. That dude just showing up like, man, I'm just fighting the next guy. Until my time comes, I'm just fighting the next guy. Keyshawn jumped up there. You can be next. Then Keyshawn like, well, I'm gonna wait till next year to fight. This dude like, man, I'm going through something right now. I'm gonna wait till next year. Telling you, bro, we can't rely on these guys to carry the sport of boxing. These guys trying to fight once a year, bro. After missing weight, it's bad out here. I'm telling you. People gonna appreciate Devin Haney when this era of boxing is over with. They're gonna say, man, he put on a lot of fights. He fought a lot of different guys. Gotta give him credit for it. They actually starting to realize that now, but they're gonna realize it very soon when they realize, oh, him and Keyshawn the same age. Wow. That's why I'm looking at Keyshawn like, bro, Devin Haney is the same age as you. I don't know what the reason you is as far as having some disagreements or not liking him or having a problem with him, but he may not never have a career like that. To be honest with you, he might not ever have a career like that. I mean, if you can't handle main event fights, I don't think you can handle being undisputed and fighting on Turkey Out of Sheik card for millions in Times Square, then turning around and going to Dubai or Saudi Arabia. My bad. Yeah, I don't think he can handle that yet. And he's supposed to be an ambassador for Turkey Al Sheikh. He signed his contract the same time as Abdullah Mason, but look who's fighting first. I think a lot of guys like Keyshawn is used to these promoters saying, "Oh man, you know what? It's all good, brother. You getting replaced now, man." Bob Arum, he being smart about it now. He's signing guys like back then. He'll probably just get one fighter and just let all the other guys probably go to PBC or Golden Boy. But he like, nah, let me get Keyshawn, Abdullah Mason. I'm gonna sign all these guys. See which one works out. He said the Keyshawn admitted back in the day, Devin little boy though. He was a fan. Absolutely, I heard that too. Tomorrow, yeah, he didn't speak to me, bro. Everybody ain't gonna speak to somebody they don't know. As a fighter, and it sounded like they was in a tournament setting. So dudes trying to get their mind right, and he trying to do meet and greets. I'm like, man, please. And then he said something crazier than that too. He said This is why I knew Keyshawn was losing it, bro. This is the day he was weighing in to fight Lemos. I had seen something. Nah, it was after that. It was after that fight. He had said something saying, yeah, Devin Haney. I seen how the fight between him and Ryan Garcia went in the amateur. So I heard when he said that, I'm like, bro, ain't you the same guy that said that Andy Cruz, just because he beat you in the amateurs, don't mean he'll beat you in the pros? But then with that, when you talking about Devin and Ryan, he talking about, well, the amateurs. I seen what Ryan was doing, so I'm like, this dude all over the place. I said they gonna use that Andy Cruz thing on you forever. And they can too. Especially after what he just did. Oh, he's over. It's over with for him. It's almost like he did it on purpose so they can bring up the Andy Cruz thing. This man could have lined himself up to fight Andy Cruz. Everybody that's being mentioned with him, he could have fought. Or he could have had them duck him. Whether it's Floyd Schofield, Mason, Andy Cruz, could have fought all these guys. Could have went past Shakur Stevenson. All these guys have a chance to be bigger than the guys they actually are around. Keyshawn has a chance to be bigger than Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney or Tank. All he got to do is have the fights. He ain't even making weight. Shakur had a chance to fight Devin. Fight didn't happen, but you had the chance. That's like Devin had a chance to fight Kambosos. Got the same kind of deal. He got like a 25% deal from Kambosos or something like that, right? It might have been less than 25%. And took the deal and went and got undisputed. So when everybody's talking about, man, yeah, man, guys can take paydays and stuff. Yeah, they can take paydays, but I don't think that's helping Tank right now, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. He gonna have a good payday, but the city of Baltimore is not gonna have anything to brag about. If you somebody from Baltimore and you run around the city bragging about Tank fighting Jake Paul, you might get slapped. They might slap the taste out your mouth. Don't let these guys fool you. In Baltimore, bragging about Tank fighting Jake Paul will get you slapped. In the trenches. Ain't nobody running around bragging about Tank fighting Jake Paul, bro. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all think anybody in Baltimore running around saying, hey man, Tank fighting Jake Paul, man. What y'all think? Ain't nobody bragging about that. After Floyd did everything in his career, people were still complaining about him fighting McGregor. After he fought Pacquiao, Canelo, all these guys, they still complained about him fighting McGregor. I wasn't even really tripping like that because I'm like, he finna hang it up anyway. Like I said before, America knew that when Floyd fought McGregor, his career was not going to continue the way it did before that fight. And it didn't. But in Tank's case, it's not the same situation. As far as with Fury and Joshua, I didn't think their career would change after they fought Ngannou. Bro, don't tell me this Roach and Mayweather fight is real, y'all. Bro, do not tell me Roach is trolling. Hey, tell me Lamont Roach is trolling with this fight between him and Floyd, y'all. I seen it earlier. Tell me Lamont Roach is trolling with this fight between him and Floyd. Please. Cause I told y'all how Floyd get down. I talk every time hey, J-Man know this too. He ain't been over here live. I don't talk about Floyd like that. Every time I get on the live, talk about this dude. Why did Lamont Roach have a poster with him and Floyd? Oh man, this can't be real. It gotta be fake, right? Hey boy, tripping. It don't look official. Rose tripping. Let me pull the picture up. Hey boy, tripping. This can't be official. These boys out here trolling. Hey, Rose finna go live soon. I gotta see that dog. I gotta follow him on Twitch. Yeah, we finna see what Roach Twitch what goes on with his Twitch. But I'm gonna show y'all the picture real quick. Just posted on Twitch. Look at this. I'm gonna pull this banner down real quick. I seen it earlier, but I'm like, nah. I think they're just messing around, but it's 2025, man. You never know. George said, I'm gonna watch that for the show. It's 2025. You never know. We've seen some crazy stuff this year. But Roach laughing though. He said he gonna dress on. I think somebody probably just put this on. Cause one thing I know, Floyd name coming first on them cards. Yeah, I don't think Floyd. That's the. Hey, y'all know. I've been following Floyd for a long time. So one thing I know, cause I ain't gonna put that out there, and people be like, clickbait. One thing I know is Roach just trolling as he should. Roach just trolling as he should. But one thing I know about Floyd though, Floyd gonna make sure that name first though. He gonna make sure that name first. Floyd gonna make sure he on that left side, and he gonna make sure that name first. I would have took it serious if Roach would have been on the right and Floyd name would have been first. I would have been like, oh yeah, Floyd definitely fighting him. But yeah, this is a troll mechanism though. It's definitely working too. Floyd wanted Cromell to fight Lee Wood for that belt. His very first fight, Lee Wood said the same thing. Might be a duck. Cromell ain't nothing to play with. Oh, Lee Wood definitely ducked that J man. I did a video about that. Yeah, Lee Wood definitely didn't want that smoke. I'm gonna tell you why. And what's crazy too, J man, Lee Wood just got stopped recently. Almost got stopped. He almost got beat by Josh Warrington. Got lucky and caught Josh Warrington. That's when Cromell called him out. And this man waited 2 years to fight again, J man. So scared. That man was so scared. He waited 2 years to fight. Then fought Kakashi and got stopped in the ninth round. Yep, got stopped in the ninth round. One judge had him winning, but other two judges had him losing. Yeah, Roach be the A side. Jordan said Roach be the A side of OD, bro. uh, I'm still gonna watch that. I'm still gonna watch the Twitch Lamont Roach got. I gotta follow his Twitch, man. I ain't never seen one of the lives. I gotta check it out. Roach be going crazy on it. I seen Boost doing something like that, but it was pre-fight. Yeah, that Reaper Roach definitely let me post it. Hopefully it'll pop up. Put it in chat. But yeah, Twitch TV slash Reaper Roach Jr. Yeah, he for sure ain't no A side against Floyd. I'm looking like what? Oh, he said he gonna address it. He addressing that now then. Okay, he on Twitch now. See if he live real quick. But yeah, we already know that Floyd gonna you see people try to throw Floyd in the mix, but I think they put yeah, he live right now. He live right now. So I'm gonna let everybody check out the live he on. If y'all want to check it out. He on Twitch right now talking about what fights he got coming up. Oh, he talking about just business about as far as the Tank Davis fight. Yeah, they were gonna go another direction regardless. Jake Paul done always been an option as far as with Tank. And one thing I will say is, and this is why these boxers they fell into a trap. One thing I will say is, yeah, he definitely live, Roach live right now. One thing I will say, these boxers know when they want to pick certain fights because when they want a Jake Paul fight, they make sure they let everybody know. Even Tank Davis. When y'all go back and look at Tank after Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson, he was actually hurt. Then when he did an interview with Lil Yachty, he was like, "Yeah, I didn't like how Jake Paul did Mike Tyson." I was like, "Bro, this dude is actually." I said, "He really mad, man. He's really mad that Mike Tyson was getting dog walked by Jake Paul late in that fight." I said, "This man really mad about that." So yeah, a lot of stuff that he says, people don't take him serious, bro. It's funny though. It's funny to be a guy like Tank to be truthful and people be like, "Man, don't nobody believe you." I'm talking about his own fans. So yeah, he gonna be in a tough spot for a while, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who wanna go tune in that live, man. I'm probably come back on later on. Today Friday, so yeah, I'm probably come back on later on. See if some news pop up. Have a little live. I ain't been on live in a minute, man. Give y'all something to tune in to for the weekend. We're gonna have another topic come up in a couple of hours. But yeah, I'm gonna go live a couple times though. Because a lot of stuff gotta get addressed, man. And it's things that people want to talk about. I know we still gonna talk about the Crawford fight. There's a lot of stuff on that Crawford fight I came up with recently. As far as like Canelo's weaknesses with Crawford, there's a lot of stuff happening. But I'm gonna go ahead and check this Roach out live. Everybody tune into Lamont Roach Twitch if y'all want to get this information on his next fight, what he got going on. They got some rumor going around that he possibly could end up fighting Floyd. So we're gonna see what time it is on that live. But I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. J Man, uh, everybody came through, man. John, PD, Aaron, everybody, man, tuning in. Root Exposure. Everybody subscribe to Root Exposure. Like he was saying, he was talking about the Tank clone replacing Tank. He already been talking about that on his channel. But shout out to Jordan Smith too, man. Everybody tuning in. We're gonna be back on later on.